This stuff will make you a goddamn sexual tyrannosaurus. Just like me.
Mike. That brings up.
Make you a goddamn sexual
Nice.
tyrannosaurus.
Are we on? Yeah, bring us up. And now we're live. All right, finally. Well, I have Tristan Darshan with me today. Darshan, am I saying your name right?
Yeah, well, Michael Sartain.
Michael Sartain. That's actually
AI.
Michael Sartain's unknown little brother. And I want to say a big shout out to everybody involved, especially Kyle, producer Kyle, who is running the soundboard and the video board, and is probably single-handedly responsible for for making tonight's show possible, because we had a really tough time with Sticky Paws because there's been some change-ups there. I don't know exactly what to say about it at this point in the week. We're unable to work at Sticky Paws Studios, which is our regular
Make you a
place tonight.
goddamn sexual tyrannosaurus.
Oh, am I still playing? Okay, got it. Is it good? All right, there we go. Now we're good? Now we're good. Okay. So anyways, we are here in Red One Studios, and this is kind of our debut show here. We're running 3 cameras, and we're still kind of making things grow here. We have two studios that are live right now. We've got the one that's over in here, which is we're calling, I guess, the Hex Room right now, huh, Kyle? I just want to say, Kyle, thank you very much for everything you do. And you do the one-man show here. And we've been Kyle and I put this table together just yesterday, and some of these chairs we just put up today.
All for you, ladies.
All for you, ladies.
For you
just
guys.
so you can sit your beautiful asses on these chairs
for
yes,
you guys.
Exactly.
So you know.
Hey, this one's really
Exactly.
comfy.
I'm glad you think.
one.
There you go.
Specifically.
All right.
Thank you.
Good.
Great job.
Yeah. So Kyle, thank you very much for everything you've done. And Kyle's actually on double duty because he had to do Charlie's podcast right before this one today. But anyways, welcome, guys. What do you think of the new studio?
Yes.
And we got
a much better view
we have the beautiful Vegas skyline going on in the back here. Bought this tree today too. Big shout out to IKEA for all of our furniture today. So anyways, Mike's not here today. Mike is now in Los Angeles, and he is with Ty Lopez.
Yep, and Justin
Waller, which I didn't know about. But anyways, so he's out there. He'll be back tomorrow. I'm also going to be doing a show right here in this studio with Robert Kiyosaki tomorrow, right about noon time. So if you guys are a fan of Robert Kiyosaki's, and by the way, this time I'll be talking to Robert, and it won't be so much about like financial stuff. We'll be talking about red pill stuff too, because he's a big fan of my work. I helped him through his, I guess I can say it now, through his divorce with Kim Kiyosaki about 3 years ago. And he and I have kept in touch, and we've always been really good friends. So he's out here for, I guess it's called Freedom Fest. And it's, I guess it's like Turning Point USA, but for like older people. So that's what we're working with today. And you want to introduce all our girls
Yeah,
today.
so I'm going to, Michael stuck in LA. He just ditched our podcast. So
yeah,
I was called last minute to step in.
And we, by the way, want to thank Mike for like putting out that reel on Instagram.
Yeah.
Trying to get more girls. Like, no, dude, we're okay.
We're at capacity.
We're at capacity, man. I mean, we appreciate the effort.
I was
Just
like,
trying
I
to
can
help
bring
out.
them.
Yes.
All right, so we're going to start from this side. So here we have Sarah. She is the host of the Sarah Blake Show. She's an SEC college football predictor, Tennessee Vols fan, and owner of Blake Moonshine.
Lake Moonshine, yes.
Wow, all right.
What is Lake
We should bring
Moonshine?
some to the next
It's
podcast.
Blake Moonshine,
Blake
and it is my liquor line.
Oh, really? What kind of liquor?
Moonshine.
Moonshine, really?
Yes.
Like, is it like Everclear?
No, it's not what you would think.
Yeah.
I worked really hard to develop it, so
I have
it's
so
in
many
West
questions for you.
Virginia, and you know
Yeah,
what I mean.
is it a
It's
local
from Appalachia.
local distillery, or
Yes.
It is here in Vegas.
Well, no, not here. It's out in the SEC country.
Oh, I see. Okay.
We're working on bringing it out here.
Private label.
Yes.
Wow.
He could
I'm
probably.
impressed. Yeah, I used to work in wine and
It's his
spirits.
world, too.
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah.
I
Oh my
told you
gosh.
this the
Yeah.
other
This
day.
is amazing.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
told you he was the one you're going to meet him, and when you do, he's
Yes.
already been in that world. I was like, perfect, at your party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moonshine.
Moon.
To our right, we have Summer. She's blonde. I did not notice. That's crazy. I didn't notice.
You forgot the
She is-
hot.
She's a professional hot blonde living in Las Vegas, Nevada. And
Professionally
she lives very
blonde.
far from the
Yes,
studio.
yes. She lives on the 6th floor of this building.
I'm sorry we made you come this far.
Yeah, sorry you had to walk down.
Literally Summer next door.
Yes, she's
I'm
literally.
also model too, so
Are you on OnlyFans?
no.
No, you're not. Just model.
Unfortunately, not
No?
yet.
We need to know how to like.
You need to
Put you-
manifest that, like
Manifest.
ASAP.
Yeah, very well.
Maybe in the future.
We have Electra Barbie, the longest standing guest of
Yes.
Access Vegas in the new studio, and she's a professional sex phone operator. Unfortunately, we don't have your intro for today.
We can arrange that.
Oh, we need taboo. We need taboo. I know.
Every
Oh, yeah.
ASMR.
My dick just got there.
To,
Everyone's blushing.
Yeah. Smile for me, Daddy.
to my right, we have Alice. She is from Poland. She's a professional exotic dancer, and she is the head coach of Men of Action.
Wow.
Welcome to the show, Alice.
Wow. Head coach now.
No, she will steal your girl. That's something you should know. She will steal your girl. For that, we have Evelyn. She's born and raised in Las Vegas. I have never heard that in my entire life, but you're born and raised in Las Vegas. She's an e-commerce specialist, been running an online brand for 2 years, and she has published 3 journals on Amazon. Welcome, Evelyn.
Thank you.
Boss.
It's her first time on. Yes. Yeah.
First podcast, right?
First podcast. First
Yeah,
podcast
first.
ever. Like you've ever
Ever.
been on a podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Cool.
And finally, we have Catalina. She's visiting from LA. She's the owner of Divergent Events and a photographer with Catalina Creative Photos. Welcome to the podcast.
I want to know how you know everybody.
I don't know.
You know how so many people.
It's so crazy.
All my girls
I
are
don't
on
know
this
why.
side.
I
Y'all, you
just-
girls are on this side.
I just sit down and
Wait,
I
we're
just
crossover.
manifested all of you. I just manifested.
Crossover though. It's in a minute.
Yeah. They're saying my mic is a little bit low. Yeah, we're just good. Okay, we're good. Well, ladies, gosh, I hate to like start off the show with like something really stereotypically stupid, but I have a great book here that I've been wanting to use these questions for a very long time. It's an old book. It's called the Book of Questions. There's like several of these out there. Sometimes they're for politics, sometimes for religion, sometimes just general questions. But this one is the love and sex version here. And I think just to, rather than usually when we do these podcasts where we start out with like, what's your body count? Like, what do you think? Does body count matter? Blah, blah. Okay. We're not going to do that today. Okay. This is a new era. Welcome to the new era of the red pill. Okay. So, I think that maybe we should probably go around and let everybody know before we get started. We're not here to like kick anybody off. This isn't like, we don't try to get too confrontational with anybody. No, we're not. Our idea is not to do that. We want to have a more substantive conversation. And that's really what we're about. I mean, if women walk off this set, that's their prerogative. But the thing is we're not here to do something like that. So before we get started, I just want to let you guys know that this is not like some sort of like really super confrontational thing. You already know this stuff. So, but anyway, you've been on with Fresh and Fit before. Yeah. Okay. So
Or at least half of them.
you actually helped me. Which you want to read this?
I mean, I could read
You want
it.
which? I think
It's
it was
really
that one. You
tough.
want think of that.
I
was the
mean,
one you
it's
wanted.
really
So
tough
we'll start off
because-
with this first question so we can get the conversation started. And we will be doing a little bit of reaction stuff today. We don't unfortunately have an ability to do reaction just yet, but we will in future shows.
Okay.
Here, talking to the mic.
Do you reach a more intense orgasm through intercourse, oral sex, masturbation, or having your partner touch you? If you had to permanently give up 2 of these, which would you choose?
Can I say all 3?
You would.
I'm celibate for a year now.
Oh, really? By choice?
Yeah.
You would give up all
Oh,
3,
Yeah.
but would you like them if you weren't celibate?
Which
No.
were your most intense orgasms?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I just kind of like being celibate.
Okay.
I can focus on work with no distraction.
What's the work?
Just keeping my mind busy with like my events and my photography, and I think being sexualized is a waste of time for me, at least. I don't know, like anything that doesn't have anything to do with work is a waste of time for me.
Have
Okay.
you ever like de-stressed yourself with sex? You know, like you get really tense if you don't have it. You know what I mean?
I probably need to.
I don't know how I could never
would
be
die.
celibate.
I would totally die.
I think I'm scared of men. So
I masturbate like 5-6 times a day though. Like you don't understand. I
Yeah.
have a plethora of fun toys.
I used
at
to
home.
masturbate all the time, but then when masturbation gets boring, what do?
Buy a new toy.
Yeah.
Get one with 85 cents.
They have thrusters out there now. Those are pretty
Thrusters.
amazing.
Kelly, can you make sure you're closer to the mic when you talk?
Oh yeah.
That's yeah. Okay, Sarah.
Oh God.
So it
You,
first
you,
I asked
you brought it up.
what
You,
gives
you,
your
you got
most-
into
your
it first.
Top 2 most intense, right? It says
Yeah.
most intense
Wait,
orgasms,
hold on.
and then which
What's the
2 would you
great?
give up?
What toy do you guys recommend?
Why do I have to give up?
Oh
Well,
wait,
that's what
she's
the
she's a
question
she's
is.
a good one to ask. Wait.
What's a good toy to recommend?
So there's a rabbit. So I like the golden rabbit. You can buy it on adamandeve.com. And if you do a Google search, coupon code, they'll give you 50% off any one item. So either
Golden
that one,
rabbit,
but
not just the
well,
regular
no,
rabbit.
it's the golden rabbit. That's
Does
been
it-
my hardcore
Does
like
it break
vibrator for.
easy?
I usually break it about after a year and a half, and then I
Break
go
it.
buy
God
another one.
damn.
So yeah, it's a good
Yes,
one.
girls
I
break
bought
It's not an
multiple in
electric
my life.
toothbrush.
No, it's. I mean, I do some hardcore machinery down there. But anyways, the new one now. So when the last time my golden rabbit broke, it was recently time for me to buy a new one, and I go to go put the golden rabbit in cart, but then I see this new one. And it's a thruster, and it goes like in and out along with the other functions that the golden rabbit did.
Does it vibrate on the inside and the outside?
Yes.
Okay. So it's
It
called
was
the rabbit.
amazing, but it's not called the golden rabbit. It's like
Sarah,
I'll have to look it
do you
up.
have any
Look at
favorites?
it.
They need to name it like the thruster. That sounds like intimidating.
Oh, it's like one of those things to where each one of its features individually isn't that great, but all together, all 3, it's like I could do it with no hands
No.
and still come.
I
and
just-
it was great.
I just plug in the fucking wand and I'm ready to go.
Which one are you
know what
giving
I'm
up? Which one are you giving up of those?
saying? None.
None.
Why do you,
you
have
guys
to
really
give
don't
it
need
up?
men.
Jeez, my goodness.
I don't think you should have to give up anything
Okay, what do you have the most intense orgasm?
with sex.
It said 2
Sex.
of them, right? You have to choose.
Well, it
2
says
of them.
intercourse, oral sex, masturbation, or having your
Intercourse.
partner just touch you.
Intercourse and masturbation.
I presume that's what that means.
Yeah.
If you had to permanently give up two of those, which would you choose?
Right?
You're I don't know, you're in a
I know we
horrible
ask hard
you're in a
questions
horrible
like that.
accident.
Ah.
I don't know how. It's a
Like,
train
like, I
accident.
could
What is
definitely
it?
give up
Third
receiving
option
oral
is
sex,
sex.
but I definitely
Yeah.
could not give up giving oral sex.
Yeah.
Really?
Oral
Because that
sex and
is my
touching.
number 1 for me. But
Oral
like,
sex? Oh, okay.
giving it.
All right.
But like receiving it,
I think we've had this
about.
conversation. Summer.
Yeah. Tell us.
I choose option number 3, jumping off a cliff.
Jumping off a cliff.
But
Hey,
at the end of the day, maybe I could give up masturbation for sure. Sex, that's definitely not. We're keeping that. And
Most intense
most intense
of all those four.
definitely, I would say intercourse for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Does fucking a sex doll count for these girls? Because it's not a human.
That would be
Right.
masturbation.
That's what- yeah,
That,
that's
that,
what-
would
Then you
qualify as
get-
masturbation.
But you still get. Well, I guess it's only one thing. What you said you had to give up 2 things.
Yeah.
Does that count of just having masturbation?
That would
That's
just
one
be
of them. That'd be
masturbation,
one
yeah.
of them. Yeah.
Oh, so you'd have to give up everything.
Not necessarily. Well, I mean, you would. Okay. What do you think?
I would I think I need oral sex. I just like it so much. That's it. Yeah. I think that would be like the hardest one.
What do you
for
think
me
of
to-
guys who say that it's a beta move? It's like that guys are like less of a man for going down on a woman.
Oh
No
no.
way. You need to see.
Sorry,
those
I had to
videos
bring that one
where the
up.
one guy is like eating the ice cream like this, and then the other guy is eating the ice cream like this. You know,
And that's the
need-
one you go
yeah,
for?
You need that guy, that second one, and that's how you know it's going to be good. Otherwise, like, don't
Do you
waste
think?
your time.
Do you think a guy seems more like submissive or more like let's just say passive for going
No,
down?
I
on you?
don't think so.
Absolutely
I
not.
actually think that it even shows that he's like so much of an alpha.
Yes.
He
Especially
just
if he
wants
can-
to like
Especially if he
Yeah.
can do it correctly.
No guy can do
Yeah,
it
for sure.
correctly.
Yeah.
What I've experienced.
Really?
I don't.
I
think
thought you were
so.
celibate.
Yeah, but before I was celibate, I had sex,
Oh,
and no guy could do it correctly.
what's the longest relationship you've had?
14 years.
Oh, really?
Damn.
Yeah, from 10 years old to about.
From 10 years old. So you
So
met him or
early
met him when
20s.
you were 10 years old.
Yeah, until early 20s, and then we broke off, and then I got with another guy after that. So.
All right, coming right around. What do you think?
Are we still on the question?
Yes.
Of,
Yeah. You want me to read? You want me to read?
Yeah.
Read it for you?
Forget the
Would you like me to
question,
read it to you again?
So
Okay.
no, well,
Okay.
I could easily probably give up oral sex,
Mhm.
and then there's one more, right? I have to give up.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, that's tough. I don't know. So it's either masturbation or intercourse, and then was there another one?
Being touched.
Just being
Oh,
touched.
just being touched.
Yeah, so like I guess I'm assuming fingering, right?
I guess so.
Hmm.
They're trying to be diplomatic.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah, I don't put. I mean,
This is a hell of a question to start off this whole show.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is-
Yeah.
Thank
I didn't
you.
expect the show to get so.
Really
Thank you.
hard.
Yes, thank you,
Yeah.
Electra
No pun
Barbie.
intended,
Yes.
Of course. No worries.
I would probably have to choose being touched as my second one, just because, like, masturbation and intercourse is a lot more intense. So
Mm.
just give off the less intense ones. Just keep it easy. So
So you don't think, Sarah? You don't think a guy going down on a woman is like in any way beta?
Absolutely not. Is this the new generation saying this? Because they're lazy.
Not my generation.
Real men eat pussy. Okay.
Right.
Okay, so that was a good one. Thank you.
Right? Wasn't that a good
Yes.
one?
Now I'm going to actually see you guys.
I couldn't answer that one.
Oh, this is a good one. All right, so I think I've set this in. Oh, yeah. Okay, here it is. If you went out with someone a few times and you both were attracted to each other, do you think you could stimulate the person's interest in you more by having sex or withholding sex?
Withholding.
Withholding.
Now the show is
Withholding.
starting.
I'm gonna let you guys qualify that, but let's go around. What do you think? By having sex or withholding sex will pique the guy's interest.
Can you the peak
Yeah, well,
interest
yeah.
of a guy?
Yeah, well, it's attracted
You
to.
know-
Do you think you could stimulate the person's interest in you by having sex or withholding sex?
Okay.
I think I've actually thought about this recently, but I used to think that withholding sex would make him want you more and pursue you more. But then at the same time, like, if the chemistry is there, why not just go for it?
Mhm.
So it doesn't,
So you're on the fence between those two.
yeah. So I don't
Do you think
know.
it's? Well, I'll let the rest of the ladies. I got another follow up, but go ahead. So you guys say withhold.
Yes.
Withhold. Sarah,
Mhm.
withhold.
I think
Some are you getting after like
Yeah, I think
same
it
night
can
or
go
what?
Both ways, because also once he gets a double hand twist combo, then I
Like an In-N-Out burger.
Remember, she is
Exactly.
professionally blonde. Just so let's keep that in
And
mind
I
here.
don't think he's really going anywhere. So it all depends on the guy. You have to
I
know
agree.
if you're working with that
Mm.
boyfriend material
There it is.
or just,
Mhm.
There's a follow up. Okay,
Trying
I'm
to
gonna
put it
stop
on
though.
them.
I'm exercising self control here. What do you think?
Oh wait, what was the question?
I already know her answer.
I do too, but, do you think you could stimulate the person's interest more by having sex or by withholding it?
Personally, I feel like men always love the chase. So if you withhold a little bit, then you're probably going to give them more incentive to want to
I
come
can
after
tell you right now,
more.
men do not
They
care
But-
about the chase.
but my perception is
Your
let's-
preference.
Let's get it in and see how fucking good it is. Because if it's good, then
I
we're gonna
agree.
keep
You don't,
coming
but
back.
you don't
for
need a
more
man.
and
You have the
more.
golden rabbit. That's all you need.
I always need a man. Trust me, I love that.
But I feel like women are in that power position.
Say that again.
I said I feel like women are in that power position. Like you decide. It's not if you need to stimulate his interest. Like if he's interested in you, it's a totally different chase. But if he's not, then he doesn't give a fuck if you withhold or you don't.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
So
I agree.
I
Yeah.
feel like it's my choice to be like, you're either a fuck boy or damn, this guy is daddy, like baby daddy right there. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Yeah.
Yep.
Two different guys. What do you think, Alice?
I'm so.
Talking to me.
Oh, sorry. So I did not withhold sex with my husband. We met the first night, and it's 6 years later, and we're still together.
Oh,
and
you're the
it's
perfect example.
so I did not withhold, and actually, I think it's a little bit toxic in a way.
Mhm.
from a woman, I do understand when you don't know if you're really into a guy. You guys are on a date. You're not sure if the vibe is there or not. Of course, you can withhold it, but if you know that like he wants it and you want it too, why would you do that? Like it's just kind of, for me, it's like a side.
See, now you're leaning onto the other
game
side
in a way.
No,
You know what
that's
I
so
mean? Like,
true, because so many women do later in marriage withhold it to get what they want, or whatever, and then it becomes a like tool when the husband's actually dicking down everybody else that's around. So it's like it's a waste of time. So why even mess with the male psyche?
Yeah.
It also does depend on the guy you're like playing that
Right.
game with. If you're doing it with a guy who has other options, it's not going to reel him in. If you know the
Right.
guy, like, hey, you're the only one that he's looking after, he's not talking to anyone else, then you do have the power. I would say it really depends on the guy
Yes,
you're working with.
100%.
And what kind of relationship / friendship / whatever you're trying to achieve together. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
Like if you just meet somebody out at the club one night and they're not from the same town as you, well, clearly you're just trying to get it in and get out.
Mhm.
You know, you're not trying to marry the dude, or are you? And then, other
I
things
mean,
you gotta
just drive through
worry about
weddings.
with
You
that
could do
one,
both.
but-
It's Vegas.
You could do both here.
All right, I'm gonna pass this one around because I got to follow up to there's a reason why. Well, you probably already know the reason why I'm asking this question, but I'm gonna keep going around. Have you ever had sex with a guy on the same night or like within one date?
Yeah,
I guess
with
you
my
have,
husband.
Your husband.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever had same night
Yeah.
that you met them?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Same night. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
I hope
Yeah,
my
I-
future husband doesn't see this, but 100% yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm going to ask you a follow-up question. Now, have you ever made a guy wait for sex because you thought he was like daddy material? You thought he was a boyfriend material?
Yeah.
And how long did you make him wait?
Yeah, so I didn't, and I think that's a little bit like toxic behavior in a way from a woman. I think this is completely unfair that you're fucking a guy once when you just met him, and then you're seeing a guy that you may have something serious with, and then you're just like, no, I'm gonna make him wait. Like, I think that's pretty toxic.
You should host this
In my-
podcast
in my
from now on.
opinion.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good job.
Yeah. So for me,
Now, did you make them? Okay, maybe I should qualify this. Did you make them wait because you thought they would be a boyfriend or a future husband or daddy material?
I made them wait not necessarily for that reason. I made them wait because I wanted them to see that I wasn't an easy girl. Because I've been told that, oh, don't give it to them easy, make him work for it. So I made him wait, and I made him wait for about, I don't know, maybe a month or so. It just depends.
month?
Maybe a few
month.
days.
Jeez.
It's been a few
But
days.
okay, you say, but you did have
How many
sex
days
with
was
him
that?
after a
1 or
month?
2 days.
Oh no, it's
24 hours.
couple days.
Did you?
Right?
But
Don't worry,
you did
I'll
have
do it
sex
tomorrow,
with him
not tonight.
after a month, though.
Yeah.
So you did actually have sex with him later.
Yeah.
Okay.
But did you feel the vibe? Like, did you feel that you want him and he wants you before that? But you were just
Yeah.
okay.
Even before that, like there was a point where like we both wanted to initiate it, but for some reason I just wanted to withhold because I didn't want to make it seem like I was easy. So, but now
No.
that I look back at it, I don't.
But why? Okay, so why didn't you do that with the guy that you had sex with the same night?
Because then I realized I'm like, well, what's the point in waiting when if the chemistry is
Oh, so
there?
this
Why
was
not?
after.
Either if the
Okay.
guy is interested, then he's gonna stay. If he's not interested, he's gonna leave. Either way, so might as well just have fun.
Okay.
No, I didn't withhold sex from any of the guys, but I've ended up in long-term relationships with all of them.
Did you make any of them wait?
No, that's what I meant.
Oh, you did. Okay, so it was just
I-
like
Can you speak into the mic a little more?
speaking like
No, I had sex with all the guys that I've been with long-term the first night.
the first night, really.
Yeah. They want to stay with me, but trying to break up with them, they're kind
You
of
must be
crazy.
really intense.
Me trying to break up with
You tricked me.
no, but the worst part is when I try to break up with them, they end up not wanting me to leave them, so they're crazy.
So you make them crazy and they like want
I
to
think
just cling to you.
I think my sex makes them crazy.
What do you do
They
in the
stay.
BDSM world?
I know. She'll get you in the business.
They,
Do you have an OnlyFans?
No.
Oh, well, fuck, I'd like to watch it. Let's see what's going
I would love to
on.
watch it.
What's going on?
I have had guys let me do crazy shit to them.
Oh my god. Okay, Sarah.
All right. So, yes, I withheld.
And is it the guy you're with right now?
My husband. So
Mhm.
we've been married for 13 years. And it wasn't necessarily like me making like him withhold. It was more so like I had to control myself. I wanted there to be like respect from me and respect from him also in the situation. But then like it only lasted 2 weeks and I was like, I need to fuck him. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I couldn't resist. So
How long was it?
2 weeks.
2 weeks?
That's all I had in me.
2 weeks was that?
That's it.
Is that really making? Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Summer.
Right.
Have you been with that? Have you? God, I can't believe I'm going to ask this. Have you ever been with a guy that you made wait for sex because you thought you were going to have a long-term relationship?
Absolutely. This podcast is totally going to expose me, but if I feel
We're
like
working on it.
sometimes they're husband or boyfriend material and they take me out to like Javier's, Carbone or something.
Mastro's.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm like, and then you drop me off home. I'm like, maybe you'll get a kiss, but you're definitely not coming up to my bedroom for all of that. So maybe it is a little toxic, you know?
Yeah.
But it could go both ways because also, obviously, if I maybe just want sex from them, then that's when I could fuck the first night. But, you know, if I kind of want something more, I honestly don't want them to think I'm a whore. So maybe that's why I'm doing it. So, yeah.
Well, there's only two reasons I ever make anyone wait. And the first one is because on our first date out together, they were just too aggressive for my liking. And as a result, turn off for me. And I got to now figure out if I like you. That's also the second one. I have to, I'm still in my head unsure if I'm like into you sexually or not. Like I could like your personality, like we could align, but I think I've said this before. I don't have friends that I'm not willing to fuck, you know, because I don't ever want it to be awkward. You know what I mean? So that's the only two reasons I would.
Have you never made them like wait for like 3 months?
It's usually like 24 hours.
24 hours is the longest you made them wait.
Like
Long
not
time.
the first date,
Yes,
but sometimes, you know, it could be like a week
The morning
before you
of.
see my ass again. I'm busy.
And everyone in the
Like-
chat's like, well, I can't believe it. Of course, they're Las Vegas girls. All right. So next subcategory here. So we've already gone around and we've asked about whether there's a guy that you're willing to sleep with on the first night. And obviously there's, for the most of you, there's the guy that is sort of like boyfriend material and you want to make him wait. Why would you make the boyfriend material wait and not the other guy? What is the quality? Well, can you guys define any qualities between those two guys where one is the guy who gets it the same night and the other guy, you got to make him wait until let's 24 hours, 3 months, let's just say, for example. What are the qualities between fuckboy guy and baby daddy guy?
I think that's not a question for me.
Right? I'm
Well,
on her.
because your husband was that guy. He was the same. Okay.
Yeah. At the same time, I do understand that women have like different needs, and some women really really do want to have this relationship that they're just fucking and that's it, and there's nothing more than that, or they just want to have a one night stand. That's it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. I've been just very lucky, very early.
So
I found a guy that was really.
I was going to say
cool guy.
you're an interesting story because a lot of people would not believe you.
Yeah. I know.
Okay. They would, because everyone says that you've got to go meet. You won't meet any. Where did you meet your husband?
We just met at a nightclub. He approached me.
Here in Vegas. He
No,
called.
no.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
Yep.
Answer the mic very loudly. How did it happen?
Cold approached me. Which I
Holy
know-
shit! For
That's
real?
how you know she's a coach.
Yes. Really.
Wait, what does that mean? Like,
He just didn't know
Shocker.
me. He just approached me at the nightclub. That's it. So it's a cold approach because
Oh,
you
It's like
don't
a
know
cold call.
anybody.
Oh,
Just,
okay.
yeah, just straight out of the blue.
Yep.
And you
Was this in
knocked it out
Poland?
with him that night?
It was in Poland.
It was in Poland.
Warsaw.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that explains. No, but so the reason I'm sort of like highlighting you right now is because there's a let's just say most people online right now, at least in the circles that I run in, would say that you are an impossibility.
Yeah, I know.
And that it would not it would not be something that people would say, well, you met him in a club. First of all, that red flag right there, right? Oh, you had sex with him the same night. Well, that'll never work. You'll never have a long-term relationship. How long have you been married?
3 years, and we've been together 3 years. And I moved in within like a month of knowing each other. So we're kind of like 6 years married, basically. Yeah.
Okay. What are the qualities between guy you have sex with on the first night and guy you may 30 days may wait 30 days? What was the difference between those two?
Yeah, so the guy that I had sex with on the same night that I met him was because he gave off this aura of like F-boy kind of behavior. So he just had this very like charismatic talk. Like I just knew that he knows how to talk to women. So it kind of gave off that vibe like, oh, okay, this might be the last time that I'll see you. So
it was an urgency.
Was it at XS or Hoxon? Which one? which club is it?
Where was it?
What's his name?
Oh, we're not
We all know him. Oh my God, it's the same dude. Oh my God.
Let's see. Well, this wasn't even at a club, but just some guy that slid in my DMs. So we ended up going on the first date, and then that happened. But so
did you know? Sorry to interrupt, but hold that thought. But did you know from the DMs you're like, I'm probably gonna fuck this guy?
Well, because
that's a yes.
yeah. So as far as the other guy though that
you made
him wait was because he did not give off that F boy at all. He was just a lot more sincere and sweet and like he wasn't pressuring anything. I think that's what it was. So I just
would you have been
like
more,
a nice guy?
Would you have been more attracted to him had he pressured? Would you have not made him wait if he didn't if he wasn't like so, I won't say timid, but let's just say less timid than the other guy?
Probably. Maybe if he was a little more onto it, we probably would have been slept sooner. So
it was the sort of the intensity of it rather than was it more standoffish? Where he just was like just too polite for you? He wasn't bad boy enough for you?
He did not give off that bad boy kind of vibes.
Are you more into bad boys or you're more into good guys? Nice guys?
I'm more into actual good guys because I know that the F boys, I know it's just for fun.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's my take.
Catalina, whose name I really like. What's the qualifying differences between the guy you make? Well, I guess you didn't make anybody wake up, which again is very surprising to me. But like, what's the difference?
The reason I've been celibate for a whole year is because the last guy I was in a relationship was an F-boy, and I locked that guy down. It's probably the biggest mistake because he had a lot of anger issues. So, some men are meant to be left F-boys instead of trying to commit to someone who
talking to the mic.
They'll commit to you, but they'll treat you like shit. And that's what convinced me to be single and celibate for a whole year is dating that.
But are you like open to dating if you would meet the right guy, or you just don't want to? Okay.
Yes, but I'm just terrified of meeting another guy that will.
You have some trauma from the past relationship.
Yes, and so I just been celibate, just trying to heal completely after that.
All right. So question for the panel. I want to go back, Summer, what you said. You said that you hope your future husband doesn't see this.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, obviously he's going to have to love me for everything that is out there already. You know, I'm not a saint. But yeah, just because sometimes when I meet guys, I don't want them to think I'm like some whore, They could figure that out after the first date, okay?
You're going to find out anyway, so take it slow.
But back to what he's saying, I kind of go off of the vibes that they give me. Like, obviously, if a guy is inviting me to their hotel room after the club, like, they're probably not trying to date me. But if they actually ask me out on a date first, then that's when I kind of try to be more wifey, So I go off the vibes that they kind of give me, and how they're treating me. And also,
so it's like if he's showing you like a lot of intent, he wants to like treat you well, like right off the bat. That's when you're going to be like, okay, I make him wait more.
Yeah,
that's like more long-term material.
Exactly. And if I can hold a good conversation with them, if they're smart, and there's certain types of dudes that I try to stray away from, you know, like rappers, football players, athletes, you know, I'm like, yeah, it's not really, I'm probably not going to be their wife. So might as well just, you know, basketball wives.
Basketball wives.
So do you see how, whoever your future boyfriend or husband is, do you see how, and this goes for all the ladies, do you see how if guys hear that there was a guy, he had to take you out to dinner, he had to take you on a trip, he had to do all these things, and he had to wait, what was it, 3 weeks? Let's say 3 weeks, we'll come to a medium. But then there's another guy that, you know, we went to XS, we went to Hakkasan, we went to Zook, and you didn't make him wait. Do you see how that can fuck with a dude?
I do, but at the end of the day, they should take it as an honor because I'm not putting I'm not putting you in the you just are dick to me category, you know? I'm putting you in
that's
the
a horrible category to be in. It's
terrible. You're more than dick to me, baby, you know? You're husband material. We could go out on dates because certain dudes that I'm just fucking, like, I will not go on dates with them, you know, because I don't want to get feelings for someone that's, you know, a whore, you know? So I just try to, you know, go on the dates with the dudes that
it's so terrible. You're objectifying these men. That is fucked up. That's terrible.
Everybody in the chat wants me to like
2024,
run you to ground right now.
2024.
Yes.
So wait. But with the guy who is long-term to you, why do you make him wait? Wouldn't you want the guy who is long-term to commit to you? Wouldn't that be the guy you don't make wait? Just logically speaking.
No, I get that, but I feel like in my past relationships, like the dudes that maybe I started off fucking and then they were my boyfriend, like that didn't really work out for me. So now I'm trying to take it another route, you know, take it slower, get to know them first for a few
why? Because
days.
it was like they had like a lot of options. They just were loyal, they took advantage. Like what happened?
Well, I would say maybe when I first got to know them just through the sex, I kind of fell in love with their sex before I like fell in love with them totally as a person. So now if I actually see you long term, I'm going to try to like get to know you. Then after the third date, then I'll fuck. Because honestly, with what Lindsay said, I need to know if it's good or not. Okay. Because if it's not good, then there won't be a fourth date. Okay. So that's just how I would put it.
The interview process.
Yeah, the interview process.
That is a long process.
But what if he had like good money and he had a good personality?
Yeah, that's great. What about that?
Then that's 4 dates.
Yeah.
Then that's 4 dates.
But that doesn't matter long.
Yeah, that
So what if
definitely
what if
matters.
it's like a smaller dick, but he's got like a great personality, he takes care of you, and he respects you?
Then that's
See,
5 dates.
I'm not little dick shaming here. I think it's all about how you know, use it. Okay, it's all about how you use it. 100%. Exactly. Because there's some mediocre sizes, you know, that can definitely do their thing. Okay, so no, I'm not little dick shaming on this podcast. We're good. All sizes matter.
So I now want to hear from Alice because I know you kind of think the opposite way. So why do you think girls will make the guy they don't care about wait, but the guy that they do want to be with, they always make him wait? And that's what he's talking about when they say you're an impossibility. Like you don't exist. Yeah. You're lying. I don't think you are. But why do you think you have a different mentality? Like where did that come from?
I don't know, actually. I think so my husband is my first boyfriend as well. And I lost virginity with a guy like 2 nights before I met him. So I think I just didn't kind of like get the chance to be in a lot of relationships. And maybe, you know, get some kind of baggage that I like the guy. I fucked him the first night and then he, you know, kind of left me there or something like that. I think this is where it's coming from. The girl that really likes a guy, she kind of doesn't want to lose him and just get, you know, like very close to him because of course like sex is like the most intimate like thing that you can do with another person. And then this guy that you really like is just like, oh, okay, that's just the next one. You know what I mean? So I think this just comes from the fear of like losing a person that you kind of really like.
Can I ask you a question?
Huh?
Speaking of the mic.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure.
So you said you had sex with someone 2 nights prior to meeting your...
Yes.
Did that bother you at all that you lost your virginity?
Nope.
Prior
I'm
to
not religious or anything like that, so that it
So you
didn't affect
were
me.
accepting of that and it didn't bother you at all?
It did not. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
By the way, there was a question in the chat. If
Sure.
my husband is Polish, yes, he's Polish.
So he is Polish.
Very Polish.
He's very Polish. He's very bold Polish.
Yeah, it's interesting because like the reason why I'm saying you're kind of like a unicorn in this situation is because I have so many people who will say like, "Oh, you did it the wrong way," and it's like, no, she didn't do it the wrong way. It's just you don't fuck. That's basically what it is.
Perspective,
Yeah.
right versus
It was-
wrong is
right, it was the
perspective. Like
right
nobody
way
knows what's
for
right.
them,
Nobody knows what's
for
wrong.
their own
And
partnership.
you nailed it. You said, "I'm not religious."
Yeah.
There's where it's at. You know what I mean? It's
Mhm.
different because a lot of like America, we're fucking brainwashed.
Mhm.
Essentially, this is the way you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to wait. You're supposed to this. You're supposed to decide that, or you're supposed to do things this way. So when you don't have that, you can freely just do whatever you want without even thinking, and it doesn't affect you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Religion is
So-
a responsibility. Technically, you have to commit to it. So I mean, like, if you take that out, you don't have a responsibility. You don't have an extra responsibility. I mean,
Well,
people
I
have
was going to say is like whenever, I'm kind of an anomaly too. I've been married, coming up on 28 years. Okay. And I met my wife in a club, which is not where you're supposed to find. You don't find quality women there, you know.
Hey guys, whoever's watching, totally don't go to nightclubs. Never. Do not go to nightclubs.
You'll never find your future
You'll
wife.
never
at
do
a
anything in
nightclub,
nightclubs.
right? Yeah. You're supposed to find her at Barnes and Noble or Bible study or something.
Yeah.
It's like, come on,
Just
man.
stay at Starbucks.
That's why I kind of worry. Like, I mean, nobody at this table, of course, but like, for Generation Z and probably the latter half of the millennials, it's like, you guys got it fucking rough, man. Because I think the digital divide or the digital era is, social media and just this mass communication. You have so much information flying at you from so many different directions. And I'll quote my friend Zuby right now. He actually used this as a quote in one of my books. Is that human beings were never meant to have this kind of vast communication. I mean, we came from like tribes of 100, 150, and that was as much as you had. And now here we are right now streaming to, I don't know how 100, I don't know how many exactly, but like 1,100 people right now. And just having that access to be able to broadcast that is, I don't think people really realize just how unique a position we're in, and we just simply take it for granted because we grew up with tablets and we grew up with laptops.
Yeah, that's a good point because I was talking with Dan Bilzerian the other day, and we talk about this a lot. Where because of social media, like usually what it would have been in like tribal times is like you have like a dating market. Your dating market is maybe 100 people, maybe maximum. But now with social media, everything has become globalized. But the problem is that I don't care how good you are, competing with 8 billion people, there's always a grass is greener on the other side. And that is what's really causing it. So that's what's really causing, this discrepancy that we're
What
seeing.
makes it hard to settle when there's something better looking out there, better personality.
And it's
out
always
there.
available.
It's
always online.
Which makes it gratitude. Like in the moment, you have to wait for something. Nobody has patience to wait. They want this now, and then they want that later.
Makes you not
right now in the moment.
And the other thing is like, even if you knew there was something better, you used to not like see it. You would know about it, but now every time we log into TikTok, every time we log into Instagram, you see the grass is greener on the other side, and it always creates that for other people.
Well, it also creates the jealousy issues and the depression because you see other people with things and you want it, but you're like, you can't wait for that. Just where people start to struggle.
Yeah.
That's why I moved out of the South.
Maybe I should move.
And that's why you moved to Vegas?
And that's why I moved to Vegas.
Wait. Talk more about that.
So I lived in Florida, Tennessee also.
Where?
Tampa.
All right.
Yeah.
Ybor City.
Oh my God. So I was banned from my kids' football organizations. I was banned from their hockey organization because these mothers would find my OnlyFans or my Instagram, and then they would send it to each other, and they had this fear, like, oh my God, I don't want my husband to see that. So it's kind of like, okay, well, I don't want your husband to fucking look at me anyways. Like, I don't want Fred. I'm happy. And who gives a fuck? So these women, they live through social media. Whatever Susie's doing, if she's got a Chrysler Pacifica and she's got Tory Burch shoes, then then Karen's gonna go get it, because
Or
that's how
Kathy.
that's how you get acceptance.
Mhm.
And you conform to these old conservative ways.
Mhm.
So anybody who's different or anybody who's living life by their own terms is rejected and is, they want you out. So they're going to do anything in their power to get you out of there.
Right.
So for me, it was like easy for me to move to Vegas. I'm like, peace, motherfuckers. I'm out. Like I want to go be whoever the hell I want to be and be happy and, do what I want to do.
Mhm.
I don't want to live like y'all.
So, question: did you have OnlyFans like before your kids, or did you start it after you had kids?
No, I had it after I had kids.
Okay, and like,
So-
was there any repercussions like back in Tampa, like with your kids and like other people finding out their mom was on OnlyFans versus like coming out here?
My kids, they were kicked out of their hockey organization and also their football organization. My son was suspended from school. My husband had to deal with the county coming after him for a fire on our property that didn't start on our property.
Mhm.
So, and then he was the only person in Hillsborough County to be charged with a statute. Like, it was ridiculous. So we had the whole city essentially knowing our business and coming after us. So
Wow.
everybody's dealt with the repercussions of what their mom does, but that's only 10% of what I do. So I'm a sports predictor, and that has an OnlyFans versus, like, oh, I only do OnlyFans and then I'm doing the, it's just
More of a side thing than the main
but
thing.
it's what people choose to pick apart.
Right.
So I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong about being conservative, right?
Mhm.
At the same time, if you cannot deal with the fact that somebody lives differently than you, that just comes from the insecurities. You know what I mean? That,
Absolutely. Yes. That's the same. That's how I feel. I don't condone these people like, oh, you want to live a suburbia life. That's amazing. I'm glad that makes you happy, but that's not for me.
Mhm.
And you shouldn't be upset by that.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like, everybody should do whatever they want to do, whatever makes them happy, and not worry about the other person. But social media, everybody is consuming it. And
Yeah.
so they're living, a lot of people are living in fear too.
Well,
Like, if
the
these
reason they're
people
worried about their husbands is because like 90% of guys on OnlyFans are married.
are married.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No way, that's a real
100%.
That's a real stat.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
just
wow.
read it
Yes.
the other day.
I have a question for you. How did you get past the fear of people seeing you on OnlyFans? 'Cause I fear if I start an OnlyFans and people are gonna judge me. Like,
I don't give a fuck.
Oh, how do you not give a fuck?
I don't care what anybody says or thinks or feels or whatever about me, because that's their own opinion and that's something inside of them. So if they're uncomfortable with seeing me naked and I'm cool with it, then why? Why are you uncomfortable with it? You know what I mean? So that's kind of how I feel. But I had to get to that point because I'm a very like independent, strong individual. So I think things that are very different than others. I've always been alone. You know what I mean? I didn't have like a family. So it's just always been like manifested in me that I'm just my own little person and I don't really care what anybody thinks.
I'm kind of like that, but I still get fearful. Like, what if I meet a man and he hates me because I did OnlyFans? Like,
Something I hear-
He's not the
Then you're
right
not the
person
right
for
guy.
you.
I really love
You
you.
know, what's really unfortunate, because I've asked this question to a lot of my friends who have OnlyFans, and the number one, I always get the same response. I'm like, do you feel like, being called like certain words, and do you feel like people are judging you? And the answer I always get is that they were getting judged anywhere. They were
Yes.
getting called a slut anyway. They were getting called a whore. So why not?
Fuck it.
Fuck
Right.
it.
Yes. I was
That's what I hear all the time.
The mom at PTA wearing Daisy Dukes because I didn't want to wear freaking shorts down to my
That a
knees.
girl. Daisy
You know what I
Dukes,
mean?
my
That's just
favorite.
who I am. Who gives a fuck? So they were judging me way before this, and nobody was my friend. They didn't treat me nicely. I was always different. So when I that's part of the decision I made when I was like, fuck it, I'll do it. Who cares? They think this anyway, so who cares?
I'm going
What
to
do you
ask the
think that?
obvious question here because I know everybody in the chat's going to lose their fucking mind if I don't say this. Do you worry about the effect of your OnlyFans on your children? Or your
No,
kids?
because
Like in the future, are you worried that they're going to go, oh, mommy was an OnlyFans?
no, absolutely not. And this is crazy. So I'm actually really good friends with Hugh Hefner's son. And I asked him that question. I said, so what was it like growing up in the Playboy house? And he's like, it's not, you don't think anything different. So that goes back to where, you're not religious. So it's kind of your thought process. So if they're not being raised in a misogynistic household to think that women are this or women are that, and I'm very honest and open with them, the negative feeling that they have is going to be from other people versus what they feel. They're going to be like, who fucking cares if my mom's doing this? And that's how they are. I'm also raising strong men and, strong girls. I have 4 kids, so I have 2 boys and 2 girls. And my boys don't care. Like, even if somebody makes fun of them, they're like, well, fuck you. And that's kind of their mentality. So I feel like if they're being raised with those values, they look at it very different. It's a different perspective.
Yeah. Do you feel like there's a double standard though? So like, for example, if a kid has a mom on OnlyFans, he's gonna get scrutinized. But if his dad was on OnlyFans, it's like,
They'd be high
that guy's
five,
cool.
bro. That's
High
awesome.
five. Yeah.
Yes, there's a double standard 100%, even with creators who do this. It's okay for men to do this, but it's not okay for women. Why?
Yeah.
Because it's the way we're programmed. And you know what I mean?
So did you find in Vegas like that's more accepting? Like at
Yeah,
the school
I
systems
have
and everything?
never felt more at home or more comfortable or confident in my own skin. I can go to the gym and every girl in Vegas is hot as fuck. So she's wearing a sports bra. So not all these Karens and women are looking at me like, oh my God, she's wearing a sports bra and has big boobs. Everybody has big boobs. So everybody's just fucking empowering another person, and everybody's got their own hustle. So it's been amazing.
If you're all about empowering, you should move to Vegas.
Yes.
You should move to Vegas.
That's the final word.
Are a lot of girls out here for
Yes.
sure. For sure.
So this is a real common question that we get all the time, which is like, aren't you going to be worried about what's going to happen with your kids? I'll throw my 2 cents once again, because I don't think enough people really realize this, is that what you're just talking about, right? I'm going to channel my inner Mike Sartain right now, because I know what he would say about this. It's like I just saw this. I think it was at some political, like a conservative political action thing where like now there's porn stars that are basically going and they're influencers for like Republican interests and saying, conservative Republican interests. And nobody cares. That's just how it is right now. There's OnlyFans, the women who are on OnlyFans who are like using that money to go and make political donations right now. And Mike would forgive me, Mike. Hopefully I'm doing you justice, but Mike would have said something in fact that we've crossed the Overton window here with respect to OnlyFans. And he and I both have like a bet as to like when the first OnlyFans politician will go. She'll be on OnlyFans. She'll take the money that she like the raging amount of money that she has on OnlyFans, and she'll be elected to political office on the back of the money that she made on
in the next 5 years.
And I use the word back on purpose. So, but the long and the short of it is, I don't think we're going to get to a point where no one's going to care, because the people who would be like the kids who would be making fun of your kids, their moms are on OnlyFans
Everybody,
too.
Yes.
Everybody,
Because there's so many, because it's so, it will be so common right now, because I remember during COVID, it was there were college counselors who had girls who would come in and say, how do I be a star on OnlyFans? What's the classes I need to take so I can learn how to marketing?
Well,
maybe
that's part of the problem too, though, is because with OnlyFans getting bigger, well, only a certain amount of women do well on OnlyFans.
Yes.
So for a lot of women, it's actually not worth it for them to actually do it, because it can actually ruin their reputation, and they're not going to make any money.
Yep.
And that's what happens.
Yeah. Well, I know. See that gets thrown around a lot too, because the average income for women who are on OnlyFans is something $120 a month or something, $150, about $150 per month right now. And so people like to fall back on that. Yeah. But the women who are at the top end of that also throw that average off a lot. So if you're in the top 0.2% and you're turning it. I mean, was it Bad Bobby or Barbie or whatever her name is? Who's something red?
Bad Bunny.
Yeah, Bad Bunny. And then there's another one. The red, something red. I can't remember her name. Damn it, Myron, where are you when I need you?
Who make $100,000 a month.
I was looking at the OnlyFans stats. I was looking at the OnlyFans stats in the top 5 creators. I mean, everybody has porn, right? But I mean, they're making money like millions per month, if not week, right? And now, granted, they probably had some sort of like celebrity status to begin with, but that throws off the average. So if you got a woman who's making 100 and some odd dollars, per, and then you got another one at the top end, well, what's the average between those two, considering how many people that are on OnlyFans? So the long and the short of it is you can actually make a good chunk of change, or it seems. The perception is what throws women off, I think, the most. Is, this bitch can make $150,000 a month on OnlyFans.
I'm going to try and do it.
I'm at least as hot as she is, and I could do that too, right? And that's so therefore
they don't understand. You have to have a brand. You have to have an edge. There's a bunch of girls that have pay to see, and a guy is just bouncing from one to the other, and then you're not building a career. You're not building longevity. You get $10 from them, and that's it. But then there are women who are actually doing this platform the correct way. and they're rolling in the dough. I've done it for 4 years. I support a family of like my whole entire family. I've just bought $1 million home. Like this, I've been able to invest in other businesses, but it's because I've kept the same amount of people, and they're there because they love my brand. They love who I am, and I found out who they are. It's a relationship. You know what I mean? So a lot of these girls are like, oh, I can post tit pictures and make $10 and maybe make as much as this girl. Well, that's not what the high earners
the girls
are doing.
who make like, I'm talking 0.1% who make the most OnlyFans. They're not always the most attractive women.
No.
They're usually the ones that are like the 7s, not the 10s. They're the ones that seem attainable. They're the ones that they seem like, I could probably get with that girl. If I saw her like walking down the street with her dog, I could probably get with her.
I'd have to argue that.
Why would do you think it's more like centerfold looking?
No, it's not centerfold women. It's people that are obtainable that guys can have relationships with.
So the girlfriend experience.
Yes, the girlfriend experience. It's not that's what I'm saying. Like you see all these like 3 million followers and she must be making a killing. That girl ain't making shit on fucking OnlyFans because she is just like the rest of the girls that are trying to do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And a guy doesn't have interest in that. They want to have interest in who the person is because they're living vicariously through people. Right. That's all social media is. So that's my opinion.
But also you need to have so much discipline. So I'm not doing OnlyFans, but I have a really good friend that she does OnlyFans. And it's ridiculous how much effort and time this girl is putting into this. Into like collaboration with other people, other girls, photo shoots. She's like texting with those guys all the fucking time. Like it's crazy. It's an actual job. And I think some girls are thinking, no, I'm just going to post 2 pictures and that's it. I'm going to be famous now. And it is not like that, right? You know,
it's a job.
It's 7 days a week, like multiple times a day.
All day. You don't have a day.
So I had a friend that was doing it, and they were like, they ran an OnlyFans house with him and his wife. They were making content like they had like porn stars in their house, like 7 days doing like 3 videos a day and posting that, and they were making tons of money. But that's
I think what's throwing a lot of people out. Like a lot of people want to like sort of. I think they still have this old order way of thinking about like sexuality and everything because we're in the 21st century right now, and I really like people still. I think we're in this unique period in time right now where we understood what the 20th century was, and now we're in the 21st century. And I always bring this up when it's like there's an election cycle because all of our politicians are 20th century politicians trying to run 20th century election campaigns in the 21st century. But that's one thing. But then you go and you say, okay, well, how has the sexual marketplace changed from the 20th century to the 21st century? And everyone here at the Stable is an example of that. I grew up in an era where there was no internet, there was no laptops, there was no cell phone. But then we crossed the Rubicon right around 2000 or into the early 2000s, and now suddenly we have social media. Suddenly I went through the forum era, the blog era, the YouTube era, the social media, and MySpace, exactly. And so I watched all this happen, but like I'm the last of my kind. Everybody else will take all of this shit for granted into the 21st century, but we still can't get out of this old order, old mode of thinking right now. And I think that's causing a lot of frustration for people such as yourself who are a mother of a lot of kids. I don't want to say
fuck ton of kids.
Fuck ton of kids. Yeah. So whoever was saying in the chat, she's gonna be lonely at 55. Dude, she's married. She got God knows
That's
how many
what people
kids.
think, though. It's so crazy.
Do you know how much it pisses people off who are watching this show right now? The fact that like not only because they're always thinking, hey, like she's gonna do OnlyFans, she's gonna make this money now, but
nobody loves her.
Nobody loves her, and it's gonna run out. But it pisses a lot of people off the fact that you have an OnlyFans, you make a lot of money, you have family, you are married, and you live in Las Vegas.
Yep.
Yes.
And I assume you do other things outside of this, right?
And this woman over here married her husband on a first night leg.
Exactly.
Not letting that go the whole time we're on here. Yes. So, but I was going to say is I think that a lot of the frustration people have right now is they're still thinking with old order thinking as opposed to like trying to say, you know what, maybe we ought to start rethinking these things. And again, as a result of having this mass and globalized communication, I'll bring up Zuby one more time. I was on a podcast with him about 2 weeks ago, and he came through Vegas and I did it, and he's a very good friend of mine. And he asked me that, it was a reheat of an old question that we'd gone over, but he just simply didn't understand what the appeal of OnlyFans was if you have Pornhub right? And you can just go rub one out anytime for
I've
free, and
always
it's
thought
that.
4K streaming and everything. So I told him, I said, the reason is because the guys need more than just rubbing one out. They need connection. And I said, and if you think about it in these terms, it's almost healthier for that to happen than these guys who are going to pay small fortunes to believe that the other person on the other side of that screen actually gives two shits about them at the end of his day. Like, oh, you have a hard day, honey? Oh, I'm here for you. I don't know what the max tip is. What, $4,000? Here you go. You know, to pretend to care about that person. And if I've got to pay for human compassion and human kindness and just basic, peripheral concern, that to me seems more sick than rubbing one out on Pornhub.
But okay, so Robert Kiyosaki, he's very strong.
Would you like to meet him tomorrow?
He's very strong
time.
in, people go to school and they think the things they do because that's what they're told to think, right? So that is the same thing that's going on right now. You have all these people on OnlyFans that need the connection and they don't need to just rub one out because they married the person that they were told to marry, and it's a business decision. They didn't marry the person they love or they want to be with. Yes. So these guys fucking hate their wives. They're like, that bitch is, she's holding out and she's toxic and she don't want to have sex with him because she wants only to have sex with him when she wants a Louis Vuitton purse. Like, then that guy's like, fuck you, bitch. And so he's getting on there and he's getting what he needs from somebody who is like being nice to him because his wife ain't nice. You know what I mean?
I have a question for you. Have you ever had a subscriber who like you knew was married, like someone in your community subscribe to your OnlyFans?
A ton. Yes. Yeah. And they're bold. They're like, hey,
they have their name and their profile picture. Yeah.
Like, I live right down the street from you. I'm so-and-so. Or people from high school. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
They're your
keep
top
seeing these
spenders.
Yeah.
I keep seeing these memes of like these kids are like, riding around on their bicycles on the street. It's like, I saw your mom on OnlyFans. Oh yeah, I saw your mom too. Your dad subscribes to me.
And then moving to Vegas
comes from.
Exactly. That was one of the things. I was like, I want PG out here. This is great. My kids are going to go to school with strippers. That's their mom, and we're going to high five, and they're going to be like, oh yeah, my mom does this. But it's not a big deal. Who cares?
Well, I think it also. I think that a lot of it's like gunfire. Oh, it's fireworks! I got fireworks out here right now. Hey, it's a good celebration. God. 4th of July in Las Vegas is like freaking downtown Beirut in the middle of mid-70s. Oh my God.
You couldn't even drive down the streets. People doing fireworks in the middle of the street while you're trying to drive to the store.
Yeah.
You're like, what?
My poor Greyhounds. Oh my God. There's so dude. It was so bad. It was just like, it was like gunfire out there. And then it doesn't stop on the 4th, by the way. They shoot off everything else that they had left over on the days afterward. But, okay, I got one more for you here. Let's do this one. Okay. This is actually. Do you find shy people more sexually attractive than outgoing people, or less so? How do you respond to other personality types than your own?
Oh yeah. Oh.
Let's go around the whole. Oh, you go ahead.
Oh, I love shy people.
You love shy people?
They don't talk, and I get to say everything.
Wait. That's not the question, though. The question is, are you more sexually attracted
to shy people than outgoing, like introverts versus extroverts?
Oh, yes. I love introverted people.
That's what you seek them out?
Yes, because they're usually really intelligent.
You hunt them down?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Because they're
because they're quiet, they listen to me, and they're usually really smart. And I don't know, it's just
I don't think introverted people are inherently smarter.
I don't know. They seem. I talk to people that talk all the time, and like they might be like ADHD or something. And then I'll meet like a very quiet person, and they're super intellectual. They got like something going on in here.
Do you think that their intellectualism is what makes them more introverted?
Maybe.
Or as a result, you think it's like correlated?
Probably, maybe.
Yeah. But Summer, do you like introverts or extroverts?
I prefer extroverts.
Are you more sexually attracted to introverts or extroverts?
Yeah,
Keywords.
I'm more sexually attracted to extroverts, 100%. I feel like Leos are very.
There we go.
Wondering what would happen.
I'm big Leo gang over here. Okay.
Here we go. Okay, here. Keep going.
Exactly. So definitely, I like people that are very confident in themselves, and I do agree that sometimes if you are not always talking, you can listen more, and sometimes you could be more intelligent. But if you're really, really quiet, never talking, like to me, that's kind of like a turn off. And, you know, I'm not really into that. I like people that are very outgoing.
If someone's introverted, does that make them seem less confident to you?
Sometimes I wouldn't say exactly. It all depends on the certain situation. Like if I'm having a conversation and they're not able to hold a conversation, that's like different. But if even me, sometimes I could be shy meeting a bunch of people, but that doesn't mean that I'm not comfortable like being myself around these people. You know, it just takes some time for everybody. But if you're a little too shy, that's when I'm like, you know, you might be like, serial killer vibes into that, you know, but
well, you're not into the serial killer.
Yeah, definitely not.
Do you think that introverted guys, like shy guys and more shy introverted guys, do you think that they're more creepy than extroverted guys?
Yeah, they can be, but I don't want to put that label on all of them, you know what I mean? But mainly I really feel like extroverted guys give off BDE, the big dick energy, you know? They're here. They let everybody know. They're like popping, you know. But also, I do like a low key guy, you know. But as long as you're not like a super weirdo creep, like I'm totally down for it. Like even a mix of both. But preferably, I'm definitely more turned on to the guys that go into a room and all eyes are on them, you know, for sure.
There it is. The 8-Ball says your outlook is not so good. Okay.
Probably. You know, that's my whole entire life.
You bring up astrology, the 8-Ball is going to keep you in check. Okay.
I mean, that's not going to be something that determines how turned on I am by somebody sexually.
Not at all?
No, looks are a huge thing for me first. And then after the looks, it's how do we feel when we're
I'm sorry, say that again for the home people in the home playing home game.
That looks, yeah.
Tell me about looks. Yes.
Yeah, I'm vain. I need you to give a fuck
There's
about
nothing
yourself
vain
the way
about judging
I
people
care about
wanting
myself.
Yep.
But yeah, so that doesn't really play a factor for me. You know, like I've been around shy people before. And I'm just like, oh man, I'm gonna trigger you in so many ways. This is going to be entertaining, you know. But
do you see like a more shy guy as like sort of more of a challenge? Like, oh, I'm gonna corrupt this guy.
No, not at all. Like I don't try.
Come on,
do
you
that.
really.
It's more like.
If he's good looking and introverted, then you think of it. As
no, it's more like, can you even handle my personality? Because if you can't handle my personality, then we're not going to be friends. You know, I have a very, very different personality, and anybody who knows me knows it's uniquely its own. And it's a very sexual personality. So if you know that about me, you know, you either can hang or you get left behind.
So if you had to choose one, though, like
I'm not going to choose somebody who's going to be shy. I want somebody who's going to jump off of buildings with me or go skydiving, and you know,
you can make a shy guy do that. You just got to get him out of his comfort zone and force him. And
talk to girls with me so we can.
Catalina at the end of the table, like leading men to their doom.
When you asked her that question,
I would have what Alice has to say, because I know you actually coach guys. And you see how guys talk. You do all that stuff. So
I mean,
what do you think?
So I actually think it's not really about if you're shy or if you're, you know, kind of like more outgoing. I think it's all about how socially calibrated are you. So you can have a guy that's shy, but he's like, he has some social skills actually, and he can talk to you, he can listen to you, he can, you know, ask the right questions and stuff like this. So I don't think it really matters that much.
But that guy's not shy if he's that socially calibrated.
I mean, you know, you can have a guy that's like a little bit more on a shy side, or not even shy, but just introverted, you know, and he doesn't speak as much. He's not as loud. Like you cannot hear him right away when he walks to the room. At the same time, if you're with him one-on-one, you can have a nice conversation with this person. You know what I mean? So I don't think like all of the guys need to be like super loud and, you know, like kind of the star of the, you know, kind of group of people that they are in actually.
The elephant in the room.
Yeah. But I think that like for everybody, not only men, but also women, like it's nice to have some kind of social skills and work a little bit on your personality and, you know, be social in a way that kind of like, you know, mirrors your personality.
So it's just more of like if it's authentic to them.
Yeah.
Okay, fair. Evelyn, what do you think?
Introverts or extroverts?
I do prefer extroverts because I really like that big D energy. So yeah, just I don't know, just like that energy that they
How old
give
are you?
off. I'm 25.
Yeah, there it is. Keep going.
Wait, what does that mean? Why?
No, I was gonna say because like when women get to a like 10 years from now, you might have different priorities. Maybe.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just the extrovertedness that I don't know, just the fact that they like talking, they like socializing, like that's what I'm into right now at least. So that's
Do you think that's because they know how to have a better time than a guy who's like say introverted?
I think so. Like I think I can see myself having more fun with that extroverted guy versus the introverted guy.
Just depends on what kind of fun you like to have. If you're a person who likes to go out and do activities, you know,
I
like
love
as long
to go
as
out.
they align,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Because otherwise, if you're that person that wants to stay at home with somebody, you know what I mean, just cook and watch a movie or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna get bored a little bit.
you gotta do what's gonna be fitting for you. But somebody might love that lifestyle,
Yeah.
and that lifestyle is perfectly suited for them then. So
Yeah.
therefore, being shy doesn't matter because you don't need to have that kind of go-getter personality anywhere. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah, is there such a thing as a strong silent type?
A strong silent type?
Guy.
Her response was
Okay.
Is there? I don't think so.
Topic settled.
Do you like extroverts?
Yeah, my husband's very like comical and like charismatic, and he's always talking. He's from the South, so he just talks, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I like that because it gives you like good energy, and then you know we always do so much together, and like. But there are days that we don't want to like socialize with other people. You know what I mean? So I just think it's about your connection. Like whoever you meet, it just fits because you both like the same shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't.
So I think categorizing guys or anyone really, or women for that matter, into like categories of introvert or extrovert, because I think that a lot of people sort of go through different phases.
Yes.
And the reason I'm saying that is because I'm an author. I've written 5 books. Being an author is a very introverted thing to do. You have to, it's very cerebral. You have to be inside your own head, and you're second guessing yourself, an imposter dynamic, whatever the fuck it is. But I'm an extrovert by necessity.
Yeah.
So when I'm on here, I'm much more extroverted. When I play my band, I'm much more extroverted. I've done like stage acting before. People would say, "Oh, you're an extrovert." Yeah, until I am got myself all wrapped up in the next book that I am, and then people would say, "Oh, he's so like moody and brooding." Like, no, I'm not. I'm just like I'm doing something that isn't jumping in your face all the time.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily think that there's necessarily an introvert or an extrovert like in exclusivity.
Yeah,
And so
I think it depends.
that's
'cause,
why
like,
I asked about the strong silent type. You know?
So I am pretty extroverted person. At the same time, when I moved to America 2.5 years ago, when I could like barely talk in English, I was just like sitting by myself and that's it, not even saying hi to anybody.
Smile.
I
don't know
was
what's
scared.
going on.
Yeah, I was scared because like I was scared that somebody's gonna talk to me, and I just got here. I do not have enough of like skills to talk to this person back. So for like 1.5 years, I was super introverted. Like I didn't talk almost to anybody. And now 2.5 years, I'm like, kind of becoming myself a little bit more. So I think that depends. And also like introverted people, maybe somebody just doesn't feel good in a like, social interaction. There's a bunch of people that he doesn't know, like, and then at home he's like super spoken, and like, he talks a lot, and like he's a kind of like more crazy person. So yeah, I think it depends a lot on the situation.
I'm always hesitant when I'm listening to people. Like that's one of the reasons I have a problem with astrology, by the way. Whenever people like put other people in sort of like want to put them into categories.
Yeah,
right? Well, because they want them to be more predictable.
Yeah.
So if you're an introvert, you're an extrovert. Okay, this is what I expect from you. Oh, and if you don't act that way, or if you like you're saying, I look at their looks first, right? When you're looking at a guy's looks, you don't know necessarily whether that guy's kind of like more like a wallflower, or if he's like more has more bravado, unless you're expecting that guy from his looks and the way he presents himself to be what he is. Like for instance, if I was to meet your husband, I would probably, because I've seen pictures of him on your IG. If I'm looking at the guy, I already have a mental sort of build up of what that guy who looks like that actually is. And so that's why I was saying that looks are very, very important. I'm sick to fucking death of people saying like, oh, it's so superficial. Yeah, there's nothing superficial about looks. whatsoever. Because when you go from being a fat ass to like putting on some muscle and you trim down and stuff, people treat you different because you
Very
look different.
Yeah.
It's not. It's I curb this fucking high. Like how do we not understand this shit, right? But there's a congruency. Like I use this as an example. Like you take The Rock and you look at a guy who looks like The Rock or The Rock himself. And you look at the dude and you go, okay, well, he's probably a professional wrestler. He's probably a bodybuilder. You expect a deeper voice. You expect more command presence out of this guy. But you put him in a tutu in the Tooth Fairy movie, and people laugh at it. And the reason they laugh at it is because it's incongruent with what you expect that guy to be like. Now, that's funny and makes for a good movie. But like when you meet a guy who you're expecting to do, like, oh man, he looks like, and then he starts talking really high pitched voice, and you can tell he's like homosexual, right? Then that throws you out of the loop as far as what is congruent with that guy. And I'm glad I had the opportunity to finally bring this up on the show, because like when I talk about this and when I talk about congruency, people don't really understand like the difference between like categorizing somebody as an extrovert or an introvert, because that's what you expect from them. That's what you look like an extrovert. Your husband looks like an extrovert, right? And probably is, right? So just something to bear in mind. Your whole looks thing is what set me off on that. Which one?
111.
111? Okay, here we go. Okay, new question. Oh boy. Because you set me up for this one, I'm sure. Are you willing to change your appearance to make yourself more attractive to your partner? Or do you feel your partner should love you the way you are? For example, how much are you willing to modify your hairstyle or change the way you dress for a partner? Let's go with Summer.
Okay.
Did you change the way you look today just because of a guy? Because you thought a guy would like this?
No, definitely not. I feel like if a guy really likes me for me, then they have to accept all of me. If my future husband's already seeing this podcast, then fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, you have to
At least
accept.
you have the shirt.
Yeah, you have to accept like my hoe past.
You'll be 30, he'll 35.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you so crazy.
Exactly. Like, hello, I'm young and hot now. I have to get it in while I can, and then I can settle down and have kids. And hopefully, if they really love me for me, they'll understand, I was just having fun, living my life. I don't feel like I should ever have to change myself for a person. Otherwise, then maybe I am not the girl for them. Maybe they need to go find the next woman, But what my partner thinks about me obviously does matter, but I'm not going to live my life for somebody else, because at the end of the day, this is my life. So I'm going to do whatever I want to do, and you're going to have to accept that, or you can move on.
Your future husband says, you know what, I'm not really into blondes. You think you can like make it brunette?
Definitely not, because I feel like I'm at my hottest in my blonde. You know what I mean? So, maybe we can find an extra girlfriend for that, but definitely not. This blonde is.
Make them buy you a wig.
My whole
brings home a
personality.
brunette. That solves the problem.
Task
Okay.
delegated. There you go.
There you go.
There's your brunette daddy.
Love it. Yeah, right here.
Right.
Right here.
All right, Electra Barbie, since you brought this up.
I mean, I'm gonna do whatever I want to do for my body. So I believe that I always want to look good naked. So my entire lifelong goal until I'm just old and decrepit is to always try to better myself, better my body, so I can always look good. Now, if I'm with a guy and he's like, oh, well, I wish you had bigger tits. And well, I don't mind the thought of that. Okay, you pay for them. Pay for them and I'll go get bigger tits. Like that I could do.
Much
You know, if
it's a good
and
attitude.
I want to go bigger.
I mean,
So,
but
like-
that's something that's like aligned with
Aligned
yourself,
with what
right?
I
Yeah.
want. So if there's something that you want me to do that's aligned with, well, okay, pay for it. You got it. So that's how we can help each other there.
Catalina, would you change your appearance? You had met the perfect guy, and he says, you know what? Grow your hair out. You're so hot.
My last relationship, I did that for a whole year, and he was never happy enough. So probably not.
Like how so? Did he was it like one thing after another?
Yeah, it was always just like someone like that wants you to change something will always want you to change another thing. And they'll never be happy with it. And they'll never make you feel good enough. So I'd rather just be me. And he knows what he's walking into. Like he's coming in to date me, so why doesn't he accept me when he's there? He's got to change me the whole relationship. Will he ever be happy? No. And I'm not willing to dye my hair and ruin all my features for somebody that's at the end never going to appreciate me. So no, the answer is no.
Evelyn.
No, I wouldn't change my appearance because I just do it the way that I get ready. I do it for me and myself, but not really for anybody else. Like I want to look good, but not necessarily. Like if he's asking me to change something about myself, I'm not gonna do it. Just
Cosmetically though, like you know what? I don't like that color lipstick. Can you do black instead? I'm into goth girl.
No, I would probably not want to be with that
have a
guy
dress up
anymore.
night. Maybe if that's what you want, let's have a whole night out. We're gonna go to the events or concert show, whatever. I will dress up for you. Like
No, I
role
have to
play
agree
is
with
okay.
What if we
So
have,
that's so. I was gonna say if that's a feature of our relationship, I go. You know what? Tonight, let's do the Electra thing.
Let's fucking
Okay,
do it.
all right,
Let's
just
go. What
checking.
color you
All
want my
right.
hair tonight? I'll be Carmen next.
So we just keep going. Okay. Yes.
wait, so what if we flip that question though? So what if he liked you for the way you were originally, but then you changed? Is it fair for him to ask for you to go back to who you were?
No, because you're clearly growing yourself. So if that's what you're choosing as your own level of growth and it somehow coincides with what you want.
What if the
then
growth is
person
like?
I feel like this is a question about putting on weight.
That's where
I feel like that's-
hold that thought. I'm going. I was going there next. Yes. These are build-up questions.
See, my head went to like, oh, you started getting filler, you started getting Botox, you started doing the hair extensions.
Now you're
that's-
learning how we
that's
do the
where
show
my-
now. Like it's a few jabs and then
my head went.
that's how it works.
Well, if it's consensual, I mean, both parties are agreeing to it, then I think it's fine.
Oh yeah, dress
if
up
one
is
person-
definitely consensual.
But if one person doesn't want it, like say the girl doesn't want to get a boob job because long term she knows how to affect her body, then I'd say no. The guy shouldn't push that on the woman. It should all be consensual and a tag team together because that's your partner.
Sarah, have you ever changed anything about yourself at your husband's behest?
Fuck no. Fuck
I
no.
knew it.
But he married me and he knew like I was always, I always want to look good for him. Even if I was pregnant, if I was 100 pounds more after having a kid, losing that weight, like it was always something that I desired because I want to be the apple of his eye. So he never asked me. He just knew how I was. So even like now I'm like, oh, I'm going to go get a BBL. And he's like, oh my God, okay, whatever. Do whatever you need to make yourself happy. But he's never been like, yes, get this, or yes, get your boobs redone, or do this, or do that. Because I'm always just doing whatever the fuck I want to do. And he's just like, well, okay, she dyed her hair blonde today. It's always something new and exciting for him. So I think that's what he likes versus like, it's never been a conversation. Like, you don't give a fuck.
Is that what he likes?
What? He likes what? I don't even know. He likes the, excitement. Like keep it
the
interesting.
change. Yes.
Yeah. it's
Who am I
always
sleeping
changing.
with tonight? Oh my God.
Who do I got? Is she drinking tequila or vodka? Like, who is it going to be today?
These
All
are
right.
great questions.
Shall
I
I-
love this book.
I know. Isn't it
Right?
great?
It's so fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to do this on
We should have done this.
oh,
We should have
Mike,
done this
I got it. I'm doing it.
Oh, we also need to take a group picture before
of
we
course.
all leave.
Yes, we do. We got to piss some people off because I can't take a picture without somebody thinking it's a flex. So I'm leaning into it. Everything I do is a flex from here
We're all
on out.
tryhards.
And
Yes, we're all tryhards.
And also, we
yes.
just popped the cherry for this place.
That is
so
true.
we
Yeah,
need
we'll
to
definitely do a
bookmark
group shot
who the
for this
official
one.
OGs
Yeah,
are here.
I've been getting into it with some people on Twitter recently. And it's just basically they're like, oh, any time I post a picture with like anyone, particularly from this show for Babes in Toyland, everybody goes, oh, he just hangs out with these whores and these porn stars. And I can't believe it. Like, dude,
Sounds amazing.
Like, just settle down.
Sounds like the perfect life.
I know,
like-
relax, Francis.
It sounds like
Yeah.
they need their dick sucked.
Yeah, settle down, Francis. It's not as serious. Your life is not as serious as you'd like to make it out to be. Now, okay, so here's a follow-up, which of course is the obvious one, is if you put on some weight and your husband or boyfriend, whatever, hell, even your, somebody that that you're intimate with, asked you to lose some weight, what would your response be?
Wait, ask them to lose weight? Or
No,
ask
ask
me?
you to lose
I would
weight.
never get fat, but if they got fat,
There
I'd tell them to lose weight.
So you would take it upon yourself never to get fat.
I will not get fat. No.
Okay.
I'll eat once a
I
day.
was going to say,
if I have to.
it looks like you eat very sparsely.
I do.
Okay. That's not a
Not-
that's
I
not
don't
I'm not
starve
flaming on you.
myself.
That's
I don't
actually a
starve
compliment,
myself.
especially these days. That's very much a compliment.
Thank you. I don't starve
Yes.
myself. I just don't eat a lot because my stomach doesn't allow me to eat a lot. But if it was a guy, I won't be with a guy that won't go to a gym. If he won't go to a gym and commit to that, then it's just not my type of guy.
Take care of yourself.
Yeah, I want a guy that takes care of himself.
Oh boy, yeah. Well, I'll opine later on, Evelyn. If you put on a few extra pounds, the guy says, yeah, "Here's a Peloton. Would you? I'm going to buy you a Peloton for Christmas. Are you going to use it?"
No, I'm the trainer instead.
Honestly, yeah, I would. Like, so wait, what was the question? The original question?
Well, if you put on weight, you even acknowledge it, and your boyfriend, husband, whoever says, "Here's a gym membership. Here's a Peloton. Here's." Yeah.
Honestly, I would take it
Pilates, I don't
because
know.
like he's just being
Pickleball.
he's being truthful and he's like, you need to like get fit, and like I'm all about getting fit, so let's get fit.
Uh-huh.
So that's how I feel about
I think a
that.
lot of people don't like, especially it's kind of like an unfair question for a lot of the girls that are on our show, as it is anyway, because this is Vegas, and women in Vegas tend to be way more physique conscious than the average middle American. When, you know, the cross section of America that you'd see in the average metropolitan airport. Okay, 75% of the population is overweight. So it's a
that's
pertinent
crazy.
question, but it's like putting yourself into that situation.
Are the guys in Vegas fit too?
In
Or
Vegas?
is that just women?
Yeah, well, maybe I'm
Yes.
jaded, but at Powerhouse, they
There's
seem
so
like they're
many
pretty. Powerhouse Gym, they seem
bodybuilders
like they're in
in
pretty good
Vegas.
shape.
It's crazy. So
Shout out
many
to Fit Club
bodybuilders.
Las Vegas.
Powerhouse Gym. If it has fitness in the name, it's not a gym.
If it has fitness in the name, you are on steroids.
Has your husband ever, Sarah? Has your husband ever asked you to lose weight?
No, not once, not ever. But
This
he
man
also
seems like
knows,
the perfect man. I'm just hearing this conversation.
he's great, yeah. But
This man
he also
can't be
knows
wrong.
that I'm not, like, I'm conscious of that. And I think so many women lose touch with reality. Like, what is the attraction when you get with somebody? It's just like, that's just genetics. That's natural. That's the animal instinct. So if you lose that, then of course, you know what I mean? Like, why don't you want to maintain yourself for your spouse? Your spouse should never get to the point where they're like, hey, you know, it's time to get in the gym.
That conversation shouldn't happen.
That should never happen because you're still constantly dating the person you're with. Like, you should always strive to have the same desires and desire one another. And if you're not, and your man's like, hey man, you need to lose weight, then you need to see who he's fucking on OnlyFans with. And then get your shit together, you know? Because you get married. You don't just lose yourself. Why would you lose yourself? I hate society as that is.
I think with Vegas though, like when you're in Vegas, there's like a culture here of going to the gym. There's a
Yes.
culture
Yeah, for
here
sure.
Yes.
of being in shape.
Yes.
In other cities,
Yes.
even like LA, it is not like that at all. But if you do change, LA, it's not like that at all.
I was
It's not.
well, it's not because again, I always tell people to do this experiment, right? If you go from TSA to your gate at well, I mean, Las Vegas airport's a huge airport, right? If you just put away your phone and just people watch from the walk from TSA to your gate, that's the average American. Because this is a tourist. People come here from all over the world, really, but certainly all over the United States. That's the average man, the average woman. And I will tell you right now, if I saw like any of the girls at this table walking through the airport at Las Vegas, it would be like watching a wild animal walking through your suburban neighborhood, like a tiger. Holy shit, there's a tiger. Because and you got to understand, like for me to see, I mean, because I deal with you guys all the time, right? But for the average guy, when he sees someone like yourself walking from TSA to your gate, they're like, God damn. And by the way, ladies, if you want to, I'm not saying you should, but if you want to, you can monetize this like Corey Yee. You know Corey Yee?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Corey,
she's doing this
Corey
videos.
Yee, Corey Yee will do this. I mean, she's just a hammer. I mean, her body is like absolutely perfect, and she'll dress up in like really kind of tight fitting outfits, and she'll walk through Costco.
Or
Home
Depot.
Depot.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, she's got it on
she
camera.
has a
They're
guy
walking.
with that
So she can
camera.
see. It's almost like, you know, they have those videos of like girls who go into the gym.
Oh,
They'll set up a camera, right? And then they start doing squats, and they're not doing squats. They have the camera on to see how many guys are staring at their ass, which is every guy there. Okay, like that's not
And
shocking.
almost every woman.
Yes.
You have jeans, you put your phone on with the camera on in your back pocket as
So
you
you
do
can see who's
squats,
And then just
and
watch.
then you just videotape everyone behind you.
I've done that
I'm gonna
before.
do that.
I
When
saw
I go
someone
on
doing it on
vacation.
TikTok, and they were posting it.
Yeah, that would be a flex. Okay, I'll do that.
Oh, I will say, people watched the 7-Eleven.
Mhm.
Fattest people I've ever seen coming in and
Oh
out
my
here
God.
in
Do I have to
Vegas.
bring up the guy who actually ejaculated on somebody's leg?
Oh, I
Did you
saw
see
that?
that?
You guys heard?
Oh
What?
my god.
I'm
It was
pretty
at-
sure he's in jail now.
No, it wasn't at a 7-Eleven. It was at, what was it at?
Like a
It was
Dollar
at-
Tree. It was
a
Dollar
store,
Tree.
a dollar, yeah, dollar.
You know that what
dollar.
actually almost happened to me in SF. I was traumatized. I was down in SF around Folsom Street when the fair was going on, and they always have naked people out. And an old guy almost did that to me. I didn't even notice. My friend told me. I was like, okay, we got to go to the car now. I got to get out of SF.
These guys are like, people don't know that we have some of the guys here in the home audience right now. And you were saying like you would have to like really like work one up real quick to like know that you're going to do it and then run.
Yeah, that takes some planning. That takes
man.
planning,
That
bro.
takes planning. I couldn't believe it's ejaculate and evacuate. There you go.
Literal prison. Prison.
Yes.
I don't want to be near that.
Okay, Summer. Last question. You're looking a little heavy, Summer. I kind of need you to lose a little bit of weight. Do you think you could do that for me?
I'm done with this podcast. No, okay, so
Our first castling.
you can't get rid of me that quick. But at the end of this day, right, I would want my partner to tell me if I'm falling off. But at the end of the day, also, is he going to pay for my lipo? Is he going to pay for my gym membership? You know, because then I'm down. I want to
I'll
look.
pay for your gym. I'll pay for
Yeah.
your gym membership.
See,
are
then
you gonna
I'm
do? You gonna
down.
change yourself?
Because at the end of the day, like, well, it
If
depends
he like
also.
supports you in changing, you're cool with that?
I really don't want to get like super, super fat, you know, so I kind of want him to keep me in check. But if he's just like bullying me every day, you know, bringing me down, that's not going to make me feel good. But if he's like, hey, let's go to the gym together, you know, oh, I have 10 racks for your lipo, you know, that's not too bad, you know. Honestly, I'm going to fuck with it. I'm going to be like, okay, yeah, you want me to look even hotter? I'm down. But like, if he's telling me every day, like, you're a fat bitch, you don't do shit, you know, then I'm going to be like, dude, I'm about to leave you, okay? But yeah, I want to look as hot as I can at all times. But also, I know that, like, when women go through pregnancy, sometimes they gain a little weight, you know? So at that point, I feel like if a woman is carrying your child, you should accept those few extra pounds, you know. But if I'm getting like really, really pushing it, obviously I kind of want you to let me know that I could look a little better. But at the end of the day, you should still love me, you know. That's what I think.
So I think we've determined that changing your hair color is a no.
No,
But if you're
I'm
fat,
getting fat,
that's
fat,
different.
let me know.
So I won't
Yeah.
change my lipstick for you, but
Yeah.
I might lose weight if you tell me to.
Because also, like,
hair color.
One
be skinny.
one is bettering yourself. The
Yeah.
other is like just
Yeah.
personal aesthetic preferences.
Mhm.
So
Also, if he liked a different hair color, you would have went after a girl with a different hair color. Like that
I was
would
going to say,
usually be a
I was going to
factor.
say, there's
get a
there's-
wig. Wigs
there's-
are
yeah,
fun.
see, yeah, maybe I could
Wigs are
try
fun.
like a pink wig, you know, some pink extensions every once in a
Keep it
while.
interesting.
Exactly.
guessing.
Exactly. But if he wants me to stop getting lip filler, like that's not gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like maybe you need to go find a more regular woman for that. Because yeah, it all depends what I want. Okay, I want to be skinny. Hashtag Ozempic queen over here. You know.
Jeez.
So yeah, the getting fat is kind of
I
a
can
big
hardly
deal
wait
to
see
me.
those changes.
But the other stuff, you know, we could switch it up a little bit. But I'm not changing like Botox, lip filler, my hair color. You know, I'm literally summer next door.
You are.
All right, Electra Barbie. If I said I want you to start dressing like Amish Amish wives in the
Cover everything up.
kind of like we're playing dress up again.
I don't even know why you bother asking me this question.
No, we're playing dress up for dress up day.
Oh, we're playing dress
I'm
up.
into the Amish wife.
Are you gonna milk the maid?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Churn the
Well,
butter.
make
Yes.
her
Yeah,
squirt all
yeah.
over. We're gonna churn
Yes,
some butter
churn
or
the
what?
butter.
Okay.
Which one?
Game on.
151.
Okay, 151.
Hey, by the
This is a
way,
great-
there is a question on
Okay,
the chat.
go ahead.
There's a question.
Oh, by the way, while you're looking that up, if people are wondering, like, oh, how do I super chat? You have to go over to Rumble to super chat if you want to super chat. Simply because Access Vegas on my channel got demonetized, so that's why you don't see the actual. You can't super chat on our YouTube channel, nor can you super chat on Mike's channel either because he got demonetized as well. So. But fortunately, the Rational Male and my Clips channel is not demonetized, which is why you're not seeing this channel on broadcasting Access Vegas, because if I do that, then I run the risk of actually getting my main channel demonetized, and I'm not going to do that. So solution, go over to Rumble and throw a super chat at us if you want to have it read. Go ahead.
It's still about looks. So, how do you feel about balding men wearing wigs?
Ew.
Next topic.
Okay.
Wait.
Yikes.
Not a wig.
What if he gets a hair transplant?
No, that's from your ass.
What?
But it looks.
Where do you get the fucking hair from? I used to do hair. No, gross.
But what? All right. What if it's a good hair transplant?
No, bald is sexy. Have you seen my husband? Have you seen Vin Diesel? Have you seen fucking what's
The
Jason
Rock?
Statham? Yeah, all hot. Looks great.
Not all good.
And then it takes them less time in the bathroom.
Bald
so
with
then I got more
muscles
time to
will
get
always
ready.
be sexy. Mr. Clean will
Yes.
always be sexy.
I don't know. I met a guy without hair. He looked like the guy from Caillou, little boy.
Oh,
From
no.
well, look at Dion.
The Last
Dion has hair
Airbender.
transplants. And it's
I know what you're
weird.
talking about.
Yeah, he didn't look right with no hair. Some guys
Introverts to unite.
do. And he was a 6'2" guy and skinny, so he needed hair.
Oh boy, this is a good one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, kind of feel like we gotta have music here. Okay, here we go. How much of falling in love is illusion, and how much is real chemistry? Her? Okay, she's on. Yeah,
dating is false advertising.
Of falling in love is illusion, and how much is just real chemistry?
You have to have real chemistry to fall in love.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no. I feel like there's. It's the same thing that I talk about all the time. Like this fictitious like the Notebook shit. That shit's not fucking real.
Mm-hmm.
Like it is the romantic side. Like he ain't gonna take you out on a boat and stroll you down with all the freaking doves flying. Like that shit's not. That's not how a man thinks. So if you don't have that chemistry, then he's not gonna be like striving to like make you happy. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
So
That's
more
my-
illusion or more chemistry than illusion.
Yes.
Okay.
Like you have to have the chemistry.
Okay, Catalina, I see you smiling over there. I know it's going to come out sooner or later. You might as well do it now. Illusion, or is it animal monkey chemistry?
I don't know if I can tell the difference.
You feel it. You just know it.
I don't know.
That's the perfect answer.
Perfect.
I don't know
answer.
if I can tell. The
Correct.
difference. Oh, because it's just like, when you love somebody, you love them. You're robbing banks with someone because you love them, you love them.
You're robbing banks.
Not
You are a ride or die, girl.
Yeah, I am a ride or die, and I can't help it. I'm loyal
Hmm?
until the wheels fall off the
You
bike.
can't tell the difference between the chemistry and the illusion. That's the ride or die, girl.
Yeah, I can't.
Okay, Evelyn.
I
The
think
act falling in love. Is it more illusion or is it more chemistry?
I
Chemistry,
think
I
it's-
think we should probably define terms. Correct me if I'm wrong. Chemistry being like sort of the biological things that are going on, like the arousal factor and everything else, as opposed to like
No, I
what
think
the
no.
emotional
In
side
the
of it.
context of this question, when it says chemistry, I think it means like, I hate this word, but vibe. That's what I think it's
Yes.
implying.
Okay. We'll talk about vibe in a moment. Actually, hold on. Let me get vibe. Go ahead.
So I think that it's more chemistry than illusion. There definitely is like that honeymoon phase of like the first couple of months, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I do think it's more of a chemistry thing because I don't know, there's just like sparks going, butterflies going in your stomach, and why would it be an illusion? So that's how I see it.
See, so would you say you couldn't tell the difference?
I think if it's, I don't know. I don't know if I would say I could tell the difference. I don't think it's an illusion. I think it's more of a chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I see it.
I mean, I don't think it's an illusion. Like, there's literally like chemicals going on in your body when there's this like first phase and you're seeing this new person. It's so exciting and stuff like this. So, of course, in my opinion, it's like chemistry, like literally your body reaction to the other person.
Yes. There's a physical arousal factor.
Yeah.
Speaking of physical arousal factors,
The Lulu is the Salulu. No.
okay, so
really-
I'll read it to you again here.
Oh, no, wait.
You were
So,
in the-
no, realistically speaking, though, I think it's all about energy exchange. So if I have somebody that is giving back to me what I'm giving to them, I'm going to probably like you a little bit more than somebody who's not giving me that. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
It is certain.
Oh, perfect.
There you go. All right.
That was the energy.
The
exchange
eight ball, that was the
there.
exchange
Yeah.
right there. You know, it's your
Reconfirm-
Jedi mind trick.
Reconfirming.
Yes. Okay.
So I think I'm the wrong woman to ask this question because
I think you're the perfect person to ask this.
no, wait, because I'm like, once a man sticks his tongue in my butthole, I'm like, are you in love with me? Is this love? You know what I mean? So sometimes I agree that
Every
the
man
Lulu
in this
is
room right now is going, yeah. All right.
Because I'm like, you know, if they do certain things, you know, I definitely, maybe it's me more falling in love with them. You know what I mean? But to be honest, I don't know if men are capable of love. I feel like maybe they are, but to me right now, I don't feel that love, you know?
Interesting.
I don't. I feel like some guys, definitely the guys that are like married and stuff, but just not the guys in my life, okay? Not the guys in my life right now.
So the married guys who put his tongue in your asshole, that's the...
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying the guys that I
Just
deal
checking.
with, when they stick their tongue in my butt, I'm like, is this love?
is
Are we
love.
falling in love right now?
Is that your
Like,
love language?
Is this the chemistry going on?
It
Yes.
is
the
our love
chemistry?
language. You guys take notes.
It
Put your tongue in
is.
my ass, I'll see if I love you.
Exactly. That's
And
the
then
key to
your
my
DMs fill
heart.
up. I'll stick my tongue in your ass.
That's the key to my heart, you guys. I'm single.
Now that Sarah's thoroughly discussed it.
Wow. I learn a lot, you know?
What do you think? Illusion?
I was it.
Yeah?
No, she went already.
Actually,
Yeah.
all right. Yeah.
It was the grand
Let
finale.
me see if you had any change your mind about anything.
No.
Now, here's what I want to say is I like your answer, which was it's hard. What's the difference? I
don't know
can't
the
tell the
difference.
difference.
When you're in love, you're just in love.
I think right now, especially maybe it's because of shows like this, maybe it's simply because we have more access to to social media and everything. We have these conversations a little bit more like in your face. But I'm wondering if sort of this knowledge, understanding this, like understanding the physical side of it, understanding like the biochemistry of it, understanding the basics of everything when it comes to arousal, if that has that killed the magic, has that ruined the possibility of you getting those butterflies in your stomach, of you like thinking,
That's the
am
thing.
I
though.
really, am I in love?
Yeah.
Like, do I want to tell this person I'm in love, or am I just going to let my reason say, no, it's just because like I'm hot for this guy and might happen to be on, my luteal phase of my menstrual cycle. And I really want to get with this guy right now. And because there's the technical aspect of it that ruins the magic of it. Would you agree with that?
I don't think so. I think it's just like a part of being in a relationship and being in a relationship with somebody. Just I don't know, just enjoy this time as it is. And
You've been married for 3 years. Is your husband as romantic now as he was when you were first getting together and you were like you just couldn't keep your hands off each other?
so we are saying that like our honeymoon phase never kind of ended in a way.
Mhm.
At the same time, of course, like we're sometimes arguing and stuff like this. It's a part of
Doesn't
the
bring
relationship.
flowers anymore, but you're
Oh, he
still
does. Of course he does.
Okay.
I'm from Eastern Europe. I need so much flowers in my life.
Still a thing over there. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I want to go back to what you said. It is false advertising. I think it's the illusion that creates chemistry. That's what I think it is.
I mean, you can
Because you
definitely-
like you said, you can't always tell the difference. You don't really know. You don't know like what someone's being truthful about, what they're being authentic about. So it's like
I don't
people
know.
put on an illusion, but sometimes that's a fucking good illusion.
No,
that
it's
does
not
happen.
always. If you're stuck in a car on like for a whole week, like you know someone's true colors because you're really close to somebody.
Right, and you can't.
Yeah,
And
but
you
can
can
still-
totally
you can
go off
still-
and go on a
you can
vacation
still
with
be-
someone first day or two of meeting them. Like you would know everything you needed
Yes.
to know.
I
And
about-
you can-
I don't agree with
I
that.
have so done this before.
I believe
have
you've
done
done
this
it
on
before,
Bumble
but
dates,
I-
and let
on
me
Bumble
tell you,
dates.
I have seen it. I'm crazy like that. I am crazy like that.
I mean, but when you like
but you
literally
can see it.
you drag a guy on a car trip across the United States and you guys are sleeping in the car together, you don't get any space. You're gonna see if they get angry. You're gonna see all their emotions, and you're gonna see how much hot sex you have, and it's gonna be great.
Like right after you bump off the 7-Eleven.
No, you've probably been dating for a second, but still, you're gonna see all their true colors come out if someone gets impatient about anything.
Catalina's like Bonnie and Clyde, right? Just like, that's great. Let's go just
Kind of
on
my
a
life.
crime spree across the United States.
I would kidnap a guy and be like, "Let's go."
This is good. If you came into great wealth, would you be afraid of being taken for a ride by someone who was after your money? How would you protect yourself without being overly suspicious?
More for guys.
Well, and it could be for guys, but it could be for women too, especially women who are on OnlyFans who make a lot of money. Because you know what's funny is this is almost a reversal of what like rich guys. I'm like, yeah, beware of gold diggers, right? But I think right now, even women who are making more money and more money than guys are today, do you ever worry about a guy who's like basically wants to sort of roll you because they want a sugar mama?
I have totally.
Have you met a guy that wants a sugar mama?
I absolutely have. I have already been on those dates with those guys. And it's funny. So as a woman, you just basically would do the same thing a guy would do. Don't flaunt it. Don't tell it. Like the guys in life that are truly, really successful don't need to flaunt it. Just because you can buy the Ferrari doesn't mean you go buy the Ferrari. You know what I mean?
But have you encountered a guy who
thing.
knows who you are, who knows, because everything's online, right? So they can go and find out what you do, like what you do on Instagram and everything. I figure well, for most guys, you probably have a lot more money than they do, and they're like, you know what? I wonder if I could turn into a sugar mama.
I don't think anyone's ever tried to turn me into a sugar mama. However, I have definitely been sugar mama before to a hot guy because I just wanted someone to come travel with me. I'd be like, you want to come be my bodyguard? Let's go.
Oh, so you try to.
So I've done that, but
you don't have a problem dating guys who make less than you because a lot of them probably don't make quite as much money as you.
Does that make
Doesn't
you
matter
guys
to me.
simp though? Ew.
Wow, you look horrified.
Yeah, I've
Okay.
definitely not been there, done that. I'm a changed woman now. Okay, I've learned my lesson. I
No
definitely
more broke boys. No.
No, I definitely feel like, especially if I'm coming with my own bag, you need to make more than me. I don't know, but if I'm living a little old fashioned here or anything, but like the men are supposed to be the providers. And yeah, at the end of the day, if I'm already buying myself flowers, taking myself on dates, like you need to be able to match that or give me even more for me to even settle down with you, you know? Otherwise, I'm literally settling, and that just doesn't sound like the move. That sounds like, ew, I could be a sugar mama, but will I ever? Like, definitely not. The men are supposed to be providing. Like, that's like so like
are losing their
yeah,
minds right now.
that's
I won't
like
either.
ew, that's like feminine to me, you know? For a man to not be providing, it's like, you know, like literally throw up in my mouth.
So
What-
manslip doesn't sound good to you? You have the money. You get to control him. Make him your bitch. Put him on a leash.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, now
I like
escalated quickly.
I like a man
You own that house.
making me his bitch. Putting
Summer,
me on a leash.
Summer, what if you're like
Superpower.
super wealthy? Like you don't give a fuck about money. You just don't. You're like from a very wealthy house or something like
You're
that.
already set.
You're already set. Like
Yeah.
you don't need a man to provide more money into your life. And let's say he's a musician or something, and you really like this guy. Like you wouldn't settle
Or a
as long as
snowboarder.
you-
like I have, you know, that's maybe where love comes into part. But now that I'm a grown woman, I don't think that I should, you know, traumatize myself like that again. You know what I mean? Like
What
I
happened?
feel like let's not get into that. I have PTSD and more therapy sessions before we get into that. But at the end of the day, like I definitely feel like for me to date a man, they need to be on my level or higher, you know, because it's not sexy for me to go out to dinner and be paying for the bill. I shouldn't even look at the bill. You know what I mean? Like the men should automatically take care of like all that for me because I could already do it myself. But then if I'm going out and providing like my sexiness, you know what I mean? I'm like, I feel like, yeah.
What's the, all right, I gotta
throw another monkey wrench in here, but go ahead.
Wait, what's the minimum he has to bring to the table?
Well, I wouldn't rather like financially or what?
How much should he bring in per year? Minimum.
I don't want to talk about per year, but when I'm going out on dates, he needs to pay for everything. If I'm going to date quarterly? you need to give me flowers because I buy myself flowers all the time. You know what I mean?
No woman.
She just did it today.
Really?
Yeah,
You know,
exactly. I spent $300 on flowers.
$300.
Yeah. So if you're,
huge,
that's what I'm
she
saying.
does this like weekly?
Yeah, like
Bi-weekly?
weekly. Once they start dying, you know.
Yeah. So however that takes, she does that.
Yeah.
She's been doing that for as long as I've known her.
But
you know, that's why the only flowers I've ever given you was the smokable kind.
But I feel like, you know, maybe if I didn't make all this money for myself, then yeah, I could provide, like, I mean, I could be with a broke man, but since I'm already kind of like this boss ass bitch, like, why would I be with a man that, you know, is having me pay for the dates? That seems like very backwards and gross.
You're a boss. You're the boss.
Yeah,
You're
but
empowered.
I feel like men should be the providers. Always. Well, that's at least how I feel in my relationship. The men should be the providers, and I shouldn't even have to look at the bill. I shouldn't, you know, that's the way I live my life. And that's, you know, even if I go out with my grandpa, he's not going to let me touch the bill. So why would I go out with some man and he's having me pay for it?
I'll tell you why. Would you like me to tell you why? Okay, here's why.
Okay.
What if he's hot? HAWT. What if he's 6'2" and he is the hottest guy you've ever seen, but he couldn't possibly make as much money as you do? Do you still get with the guy whose physicality lays down the good dick, everything else physical, everything's there, just the financial side is not there? Do you go with that guy?
So I would definitely fuck him. You know, broke men do be laying down the pipe, okay? But at the end of the day, would I date him? Definitely not. I'd be literally depressed. Are you kidding me? Definitely not.
So you wouldn't get emotionally involved with a guy who's like super, super hot, but he works as valet somewhere?
No offense
Keeps himself
to the valet
great.
guys out
You
there.
should.
No,
Great.
They're not offended.
and
You're
I'm
good.
so whatever. If chat goes crazy, I really don't give a fuck. But this is literally how I feel. You know, I would be literally depressed if I had to be paying my own bills. If he couldn't even pay for my nails, because there's other hot guys out there with money that can like pay for my nails.
Of them.
Okay, but
There's
I'm
way less of them.
I'm going to either get that man or I'm not going to be with a broke man. Okay, let's just settle it at that. Okay.
Hobosexual.
Definitely. Not. Exactly. I could definitely maybe fuck him if he's really, really hot, you know, but we're not going to be able to date because at the end of the day, I'm going to feel really embarrassed if I have to, like, if the waitress sees me, like, put down my card and sign for it, you know?
So you're embarrassed. Sarah, do you make more than your husband?
Yes. And if I need my nails done, I'll pay for my own fucking nails, and it makes me feel really good. And so this is my advice to the younger women generation out there who might have that opinion too. Whoever you get with them for who they are, because y'all will figure out the fucking money together.
Yeah,
And
I agree.
now I make more than my husband did, but I didn't when I owned my own salons. I had more money going into the salons than I was profiting. So, and he was working 2 jobs to try to make my dream come true. So either way, it works itself out. Now I make more money, and guess what? I'm the primary provider. He stays at home with the kids. He is 10 times better than I was at snacks and getting them ready for school and all this shit. And we figured it out. So my money is his money, and I'm not like, oh my God, there's a guy out there that could pay for my nails. I don't give a fuck. I can pay for my own shit. I can buy whatever car I want. I can buy whatever house I want, and I'm going to do it for myself, because if a man is there or not there, I want my husband. I don't need him. I fucking want him. I desire him.
There it is.
So that's what's important to me. You know what I mean?
Genuine desire.
Yes.
She inspires me.
She inspires you.
From everything. From
She's
her.
like, I'm gonna get laid again.
No, she makes
I'm going to Hakkasan tonight.
She makes me want to like. She like resembles me, but she makes me want to do like be myself more.
Well, and it wasn't like I'm telling
Not
you
even
now.
a man
So
thing.
when are you
Does she
getting
even
an
do
OnlyFans?
Get
So, would you want to get with a guy who
Yes,
makes
I
less than
can
your
answer this for you.
Mhm.
Just so easy. For me, I'd rather have a broke guy I can mold and we could be successful together.
Mhm.
Period. Because we can make money and bags together, and we'd be Bonnie and Clyde and fucking be walking down the street. He could be Joker, I could be Harley Quinn. We could pull our bag together. And
God, the world you live in.
I'm literally gonna faint. Somebody give me some water. I'm gonna faint on this podcast. Somebody change up.
Evelyn,
their
what if
answer,
he's
please.
hot? He's so hot,
Yes.
but he doesn't make any. He wants to take you to Taco Bell.
So right off the
Burrito
bat,
Supremes.
I do agree with Summer a little more on this one because
Mhm.
personally, I do find it attractive that they're already a provider off the bat when I meet them.
Mhm.
So I don't really have to worry about like working hard to get to where I want to be as a lifestyle.
Mhm.
So for me, it's attractive quality. So if they're not already financially there, it is a bit of a turnoff for me.
Okay. Follow up. I'm going to ask you the same thing. The follow up question is: you have one guy. He's not as good looking as the hot guy who wants to take you to Taco Bell, but he has more money than the hot guy.
But he's not good looking.
He's not as good looking. Not he's still good looking, but yes, it'd be a little bit, right? But like he's not as good looking as the super hot guy with no money, or the guy who's not as hot, but he has the money and he will open the doors for you and like he'll pay for I don't know where the hell Summer goes for dinner.
Not as hot, but is he still hot?
He's still kind. Well, he would have to be attractive enough for you to be interested.
Does he
Well-
bring your animal out in the bedroom?
Only the hot.
I was waiting for the question, Lindsay. I was waiting for that question.
Notice how she keeps modifying everything I throw out.
I need
here,
to know the
okay?
details though, because they all make a difference.
Yeah, so I kind of lost
Sort
train
of,
of that.
sort of hot with
Oh.
money, very hot with no money.
No, I would do the sort of hot with money, so I can do with that.
At the choosing between the two, you would choose the guy with money and kind of hot.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, just in life, I'm not really going for like conventionally hot guys. This is not my type. Like in my opinion, a woman should be hotter than a man. You know what I mean? Like I am the jewel in the relationship.
Yes.
I didn't like
The
actually-
guiding star in his
Yeah.
whole world.
Hey, guys, this is AI. She's not actually real. All AI. There's no one in the seat right
like it's unattractive for me when a guy just spends so much time on his appearance. And so,
Yes.
like it's just not attractive for me. I don't know. I just
now. Wait. If he
that's
puts
it.
effort, too much effort, that's
like, too much,
unattractive?
yeah, if he's like in the
Wait,
bed,
what's too much effort?
like I don't know, like
Try hard.
5 hours, like gym,
skincare
gym,
routine, yeah.
skincare, then his hair. He like
More than
doesn't
what
like
you're
when I'm
doing.
touching his
More than
hair
what you have to
because
do.
It
like,
messes
stuff
up his
like
hair?
this, yeah.
So if he exfoliates, forget it.
No, that's fine if he's like I want a man to take care of himself. At the same time, like I don't like
You don't want
a
him to take
doll.
longer
I
time
want a
than you.
man.
Yeah.
So there
I
is
agree.
something very attractive for me in this like rough kind of like I'm
Freshly out of the gym or freshly out of the shower. One or the other.
That depends.
Balls taste better out of the shower.
Freshly out of the gym, freshly out of the shower.
Balls taste better out of the shower unless you're addicted to salt. Like,
But pheromones.
oh, I'm gonna go.
The reason I asked that is because somebody said, "Does he bring out her animal in the bedroom?" Ick. That's a guy. That's someone who doesn't.
Wait, but it's like,
Yeah, like,
doesn't like that?
Animal. Yeah.
Oh man, I'm having the wrong kind
It
of
sounds
You need
so
animal. You're
right.
not doing it right.
No, you need that passion, that wild animalistic.
All right,
like,
we got
just-
time. We got time for one more. Give me the one more. You want to read it? You can read it.
Okay.
In the voice.
In the voice. Porn voice. Go.
Yes.
Porn
So
voice.
access-
Yes.
So if starting now, you could have $500 a day
Yes.
until you next touched your lover, how long do you think you could avoid physical contact?
She's
How-
a millionaire.
How do you think this unusual offer would affect your relationship?
Oh, if you didn't touch them for
You got $500 a day to not touch your lover. How long could you not touch your lover?
Not long. I like, but physical touch is like one of my like first love languages.
So you wouldn't
like,
make $500.
Yeah,
wouldn't
probably
even get a
that's
grand
it.
with no 2 days.
I did the math and it said I think $185,000 for a year. I'm like,
Pass.
I might be able to.
You don't need it. You don't need the fucking money.
She's like $500 a day. Do you know what I make on OnlyFans?
I made that this podcast.
What about you, Summer Next Door?
I would say, can we up the price a little?
There it is. See, negotiate.
For sure. If it
It's all
was
a
maybe
transaction.
5,000 a day, then I could last a little. But 500 a day, I'm like,
Dollar bills, y'all.
yeah. You know what I mean?
Did you? You?
Yeah, no, we're not doing this. We're gonna say no. We're passing on the 500, and we're
I think
gonna
that
figure out
question
how
was
to make
written in
other
the
money.
days before
Yeah.
OnlyFans.
No.
I'm fine with no.
You're a
physical
millionaire
touch.
already.
Yeah.
I don't really want to.
Right? She's like, I'm never having sex again.
She went from wanting to go to Hakkasan after this show to like, yeah, I think I'm good.
All right, I'll take the money.
Evelyn, how long would you last?
I probably wouldn't last because physical touch is also my love language. So if we're not touching each other, it almost feels like,
What are we doing?
yeah, what are we
here?
doing
What are
here?
we doing here? But it's for the money. What if you're
But
going to
there's
get? What if
other
you're gonna
ways to
donate
make-
it
there's
to
other ways to make
cancer
money.
research? What if you have a good charity for it? You're doing it for a good cause.
For
Think of the
charity?
children.
Don't be selfish.
Starving in China. Yes.
Oh no. Maybe if it's for the charity, but I don't know. I'm
What a
compromising.
humanitarian you are.
I don't know. I just the way that I think of it, I'm compromising like the relationship I have with that person.
Mhm.
So I'd rather not compromise that.
All right. Well, let's go around. I think we're at time right now. But before we do, I want to ask. We hardly ever get a chance to do this when we were at the other studio. But is there anything you want to ask the guys that you have dying to know? And you can ask me or Tristan or anybody else. Maybe we can pull the guys that are in the room right now too, if you want. Is there anything you want to ask the guys?
I have a question.
Sarah has a question. What? Okay.
No.
Why is sex so important to you? Okay, go ahead.
Oh, that's the question.
No, go ahead.
Oh, what makes a man a simp?
What makes a man a simp? You want to answer? You go first.
Okay.
I'll follow.
I really like what Tristan Tate had to say about this.
Okay, you were going to say the same
Yeah.
thing. Okay.
It's an unequal exchange of value. So I don't think that like if you're treating your girl well, you're taking her out to dinner, you're giving her all these things. I don't think that makes you a simp. I think when guys over invest in a girl initially without really getting anything in return, she's maybe not attracted to him. She maybe not really into him, but he's just giving her so much attention. She's getting her validation of attention without he's not getting anything in return. And that's a simp. It's an unequal exchange of value.
My definition was way different.
What were you thinking?
I was thinking a simp was someone that will do anything for a girl, knowing he's never going to get anything out of it.
That's what I mean. He's
It's
giving
an
a
unequal
lot of
exchange
value
of
without
value.
getting anything.
I always think of the 2/3 rule by Royce, which is like, and to avoid being a simp is if she gives you 3 kisses, you give 2 back.
Do some men like being simps though?
Yeah. Of course.
Okay.
How do you think?
I think they settle. I don't think they like
OnlyFans
it.
is based on that dynamic, right? That's the profit model for
Do they
OnlyFans.
enjoy-
Do you think
being a
they
fan of
enjoy that, or they settle with that?
I
Those
don't
are
know.
like
Maybe
two
the guy
different
doesn't want to have sex with a girl, but he just enjoys.
Okay,
watching her.
I'll explain that question to you.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm sick of the fucking word simp. First of all, second of all, is the cure to if guys want to know, well, how do I not be a simp, bro? There's a really great post by Royce from back in like 2009. It's called the 16 Commandments of Poon. Okay, one of the commandments is the 2/3 rule, which is always let her give you more than you give back. Not that you don't give back, but 2/3. So if it's 3 I love yous, then it's 2 I love yous back. If that makes sense. So it's like the law of 2/3. So that's number one. The other thing, the reason why I'm sick of the word simp is because like a guy can't buy you fucking flowers. You got to buy fucking flowers for yourself, right? And I'm like, maybe it's a generational thing as far as I'm concerned. But I think, quite honestly, that's kind of sad. And why? Because I don't want to seem like a simp because I didn't get her. I'm not gonna get her flowers. And anything you do, hell, everybody. There's probably half the guys in the chat have probably already accused me of being a simp or you being a simp.
Yeah,
right?
but I don't think
So
guys
because-
get flowers enough. If I'm being real.
Well, giving a compliment, like right now, if I say, you look fantastic today, right? No simp. Like I have to
thank you,
follow it and
dear.
simp. No homo. It's no simp. Oh, you're taking off. Bye, Sarah. Thank you for
coming on.
Thank you for coming to our debut show.
Well, you could be in a relationship for like 4 years and the guy never gives you flowers.
Yeah, well then
Yeah, that's
then
the
you're
point.
an
Like, if you
asshole.
guys are in a
Yeah.
relationship and you treat him well, he gets you flowers or he takes you to a nice dinner.
But
that's
if he's
not
not giving you flowers,
then
he's
you
being
chose the wrong guy.
Then he's not. Well, he's still not a simp, but he's an
not a
asshole.
simp.
He's an asshole. Yeah.
But I was gonna say is that I'm kind of getting a little bit tired of you can't make a fucking move. You can't even talk to a woman today, publicly talk to a woman without there being a fucking
Yeah, I don't know
peanut
about all
gallery
that
going,
bullshit,
simp,
but-
simp, simp, simp. That's all it is. It's
I didn't.
you kind of sometimes you have to go against the meta.
Yeah, but I wasn't thinking all that bullshit. I don't think just because a man's walking through a gym and looks at a girl, he should be called a creep. I just think if he's doing everything, holding the girl's bag in public for her, and she's not even saying thank you, then that guy's probably being pretty simpy.
Again, a
That's
very unequal exchange of value
Yes.
is going on right there. But also the reason why there are so many simps and there are so many clingy guys and is because 80% of guys don't get laid. They simply don't fuck. 20% of guys are the guys who 20% of guys are the guys who are maybes. And people always get this wrong when I talk about the 80-20 rule, or people think it's the Pareto principle. It's not the Pareto principle. The 80-20 rule is that 80% of guys are basically invisible to women right now. They're guys that will never, unless they do something extraordinary to increase their value so much that they have a value added proposition for women, they will always stay in that 80% and they will always be simps, because when those guys get into relationships, through some act of God, or the woman just wears her down or whatever, she's lost so much value that maybe this guy looks like a decent prospect. That's when that guy goes, I will never get another girl as good as this one. She could be a 4, right?
Yeah.
And he'll say, I'll never get a girl as good as this one. So I'm going to do everything in my, conscious power waking, days to make sure that I always make her happy. And I always, because I'm not going to be like other guys. That's what they think. I'm going to do something. I'm
I've heard
unique.
guys say that.
I'm going to do something like that. And so what happens is, in so doing, they become simps. They become clingy. They hold purses. They do, they accept an unequal exchange of value because they think that that's how it should be.
Is that because they have a lack of confidence?
It ultimately, yes, but it's
and lack of options.
but it's
Here's
it's
for the MOA
it's,
plug.
It's scarce. It's scarce. I'll let you do that. It's scarcity mentality. It's like, if I don't do everything humanly possible to keep this chick, she's the best. She's the only thing I got going. It's like this is my only source of food and oxygen and water and everything. My only source of life is this chick, and for the most part, they're right, because they don't get any play.
Mm-hmm.
They've never got any play. And so when the angels sing and the clouds part and the light shines down and the angel fucking sing on top of this guy that has this was meant to be, she's my one, she's my soulmate, even though it's the first chick to ever suck a dick, right? Because that's the guy, that's because he's in such a state of deficit that he becomes a simp and who's willing to accept an unequal exchange of value because he thinks that's how it should be.
So that's kind of,
He's already pre-whipped.
Yeah.
I guess maybe that's a better way. He's pre-pussy whipped. He's pussy whipped before he meets the girl who's pussy whipped by. That's what that more or less boils down. And the 80-20 rule, just to clarify things, because people fuck this up all the time. 80% of guys got no chance. 20% of guys, they're not attractive, but they're not unattractive. If they have a value, if they have value added, then that a woman might actually consider them, depending on what her own status and what her own level is. And then there's the guys like Justin Waller who are in the 4.5% who are going to get laid, but in spite of themselves. So.
well, is that because I've noticed this when I get in relationships, a lot of guys, they'll lie up front about who they are, and I'll find out later that they were just trying to make themselves look better because they wanted to be with me.
Because they're in a state of sexual deficit.
So that's where that's
scarcity.
coming
The
from?
illusion creates chemistry.
Scarcity
Oh.
versus abundance. Guys who have abundance, and I hate to even use the word abundance because it's overused, but the guys who fuck aren't going to be simps. They're not going to be the guys who are in a state of sexual deficit. Guys who don't fuck are going to be in a state of sexual deficit. How does that affect their state of mind when a woman finally smiles at them, finally kisses them? I have counseled guys who are 30, almost 40 years old who are still virgins, who
Yeah.
have never even kissed a girl, never been on a date before, never
Yeah.
never in any way have been intimate. Yeah, they're
Let's
the
talk
invisible
about
guy.
it.
Yeah, they're the guys who
I
stock the
don't know
shelves
if
at
they can handle
CVS.
that.
Okay, but the thing is like they're invisible. But when that guy finally gets that one just little fleeting moment of like the milk of human kindness from somebody, I'll do anything for you. Here's the flowers. Here, in fact, it's not just flowers. It's this gigantic fucking bouquet with a gigantic fucking teddy bear attached to it, and it's this overboard thing. That's definitely simping. But the thing is those guys will most simps put themselves into a state of simping because of this lack of abundance.
Does that make them insecure?
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
That's
Insecure
very,
that they're going to lose the
that's why
only
the guys
thing-
I'm dating are
insecure that they're going to
acts all
lose the
fucking
only
crazy
guy
and
or the
shit.
only girl who has ever like shown them any kind of interest, any kind of kindness.
So I'm dating the guys that are pretty much not getting laid.
No,
Very
you're predatory on them. You're actually you search them out and hunt them down. But that's you do you, girl.
That's,
Do you? Yeah.
that's interesting because kind of like their inner mind is affected by outside,
Mhm.
by the reality. And there's like the difference because women have the same thing, right? Some women
Oh,
are
yeah.
like staying in an abusive relationship and stuff like this.
You'll never get
But-
a better guy other than me.
But it's all from her mind because
Mhm.
she would she would get laid, right?
I'll come to you like an affliction.
Yeah.
I'll leave you like an addiction.
Yeah.
You'll never forget me.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yep. There we go.
Well, I have a question for everybody in this
All right.
room.
All right.
Oh.
So-
I'm scared.
I want to ask
afraid.
all of the guys, would you
All right.
rather have a blowjob or would you rather have anal sex? And then to the girls, would you rather give a blowjob or receive anal sex?
Sex with you.
I mean, it's the
Nice.
most fun thing
That's
to
why we
ever
bring
really
you on.
talk about.
I'm choosing
let's be
blowjob for
real.
sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go around there. Let's go around.
Ah!
So blowjob or anal?
Would you
Blowjob
rather
or
have a
anal?
blowjob or anal sex?
Blowjob. There's another blowjob. Blowjob. Everybody's like, anal sex.
I'm like, what? I'm not talking about in your butts. I'm talking about in her butt.
Kyle,
You guys know that,
Kyle, what
right?
is it? Come on, don't fail me, Kyle. Okay.
Arthur.
Double blowjob.
Good answer. Niku.
Girls fall
I am amazed that all these guys said
Blowjob.
blowjob. I'm amazed.
Why is
Alright,
that?
and then
Why
the
is that
women-
shocking?
Nah,
Because I
anal.
feel
I'll go with
like-
anal.
I would feel
I gotta
like
give a
a
vote
lot
for
of
anal.
guys would be like, oh, I want anal, but I never get it. You know what I mean? So if you were given
No,
that,
I
I've
think
never
that's
had
very
that thought.
specific type of
That's a
man,
specific
actually.
type of
like
guy. I've
very
never had that
that's
thought.
a kinky thing for him. That's
It has to be the girl's idea.
that's funny.
Yeah.
And then the girls.
Would you rather give a blowjob or
yeah,
would you rather
absolutely. I
give
would
Yeah.
give a
anal sex?
blowjob. I do not like anal sex.
I'd rather give a blowjob.
Same.
Double blowjob? We got one here who needs a double blowjob.
2 girls, 1 blowjob.
Right?
It might be introverted.
I got
Me
this.
and Lindsay. Me and Lindsay.
Right, we'll Eiffel Tower this shit.
So, all right, so what did you say?
I mean, blowjobs clearly my favorite thing on the planet.
Yeah, blowjobs.
But I love anal too, though. I legit love anal.
But just it's down
Uh,
one priority
blowjobs
notch.
are like-
okay, got it.
like
Oh yeah.
Miles away from everything else.
Sometimes I need like 3 days to recover from anal
Ooh, I'm
sex.
glad we are not monetized on my channel. So, there's some advantages.
I know we're
to
definitely
being
not
monetized.
monetized.
I know we're not monetized and canceled. First show is canceled. All right, guys.
Well, that's
Final
a good way
thoughts.
to
What did
end things.
what did you think of the show? Our debut show at Red One Studio. What did you
I
think?
enjoyed myself. Thank
Good.
you once again, Tristan, for inviting me. And thank you all, you guys.
Evelyn, what'd you think?
I loved it. It was a great conversation, and thank you for inviting us.
It's your very first podcast. You
Yeah.
broke your cherry and Red One.
Yeah.
All right. Catalina.
I think I learned a lot about myself.
You did. So are you gonna break your vows of celibacy now? Did you have
Only if I get that shy guy.
Uh-oh.
I'll send you
All
the
the
link
shy
too
guys
for
in the
the
chat.
for the toy.
I gotta go in.
Your
I gotta
roster.
go down the Walgreens aisle that you're saying that they don't get sex.
CVS. Yeah, they're right there. I just gave you some. Fuck this club stuff. I'm going to CVS.
I don't go to clubbing anyway, so
You go to
I'll have to
anime
show you
conventions,
guys.
right?
Summer.
yeah, that or
There it is.
there's I like the nerd guys.
Watch out.
I would say 5-star podcast, 10 out of 10. Would do it again.
would do it again.
I love it. I think it's super cozy here. It's definitely more, I feel like, intimate of a setting.
Yeah, like
but we
private.
can also, but we can also like move
around
a little bit. You know what I mean? Without like
I know that's why I got this big
fully
ass
tripping up.
table.
I was a little worried that Michael Sartain was going to be here, but this turned out to be really
You're
good.
worried about Michael?
Why?
Because I've never been
Tate.
on, and he's the only person I knew you, but I knew Michael Sartain the best. So I know him. I bet you, but I knew Michael Sartain because he always, every time I'm trying to do the interview, he's trying to avoid me. So.
All right, Mike, that's a big challenge. You got a lot to live up to now. All right, we're going to be back here next week. Tomorrow, by the way, I will be on here with Robert Kiyosaki. So check my channel, which is The Rational Male. That will be on my main channel for sure. And big shout out to Kyle, who's been he's went through 2 podcasts.
Kyle, you're the GOAT, bro.
Kyle's
You
been
are
here
the
for
GOAT,
like
bro.
9 fucking hours. So Kyle, give it up to Kyle. Yes. And we will most likely be adding some more. This, by the way, and people have pointed this out in the chat already. This is a work in progress. We're sorry about the audio if it's a little bit less than what you're used to, but I think we did pretty good. And then also we've got 3 camera angles right now. We're looking to maybe do like 5 and possibly 6. So we're experimenting with this room. We're kind of moving it out, sort of like feeling about the space and using it. So and then my channel, by the way, my show is The Rational Male. It's on Sundays at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. And if I happen to bump into Summer next door, then I'll bring her on the show because this is where I do the shows now. So, anyways, I've been doing it over here in the Hex room, I guess is what we're calling it now. So we got that coming up. I'm also going to be doing something with Miguel Munoz, which is Kyle's brother, for his crypto show, probably on Saturday. If you are into crypto, you can find me on on Twitter, and I'll be happy to give you the information about that. But let's see. Next week we will have Michael Sartain in here, and he'll come and give you the eyes.
I moved to Vegas.
Yes. So you could meet Michael Sartain.
I know Michael Sartain.
Yes.
He does all the interviews at the Red Carpet events. He tries to avoid me.
He tries to avoid you.
Like
no,
a man.
no.
Scare him off.
I'll make sure I
Probably.
invite you the next one.
He
Anyway.
smiles at me, but then he's like, right as my interview comes up, he has something else to be doing.
Uh-oh.
And I'm like, Michael, where are you going?
Pay attention.
Michael, look over your shoulder if you're watching.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll talk to Michael and I'll see if he wants to have you back on next week.
Perfect.
But anyways, that will be on, what is that, the 17th? What is the
18th?
The 18th.
Yeah.
And so that we have that coming up. And then
I can't
also,
believe we're halfway through.
I know, and I want you in on this show on the 25th. It will be our, we're having Sterling Cooper will be on. He's coming into town, ex-male porn star. And we're going to get, I've also convinced Belmo to be on that show and a lot of the women that we know who are in the industry. So that will be our first industry show. And I thought it might be interesting to have them on there and have people sort of have this back and forth and be talking about them. Because it's a hot topic right now. And I know Sterling is kind of trying to sort of distance himself from being a porn star at some point. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Appreciate you guys. And Kyle, do you have you got everything set up? Or no, I don't have any super chats to go for right now. Yep. All right, guys. Thank you for watching, and we will see you on the next. Where to go? Sorry, I'm looking. I have to actually go and look this up for it. Where'd it go?
This stuff will make you a goddamn sexual